and gentlemen, the 2024-25 ACL Pro Teams Draft is beginning.
And now we welcome you to the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the 2024-2025 ACL Pro Teams Draft. 16 captains representing all 16 teams from across the country are here in Rock Hill this weekend to select the newest members of their teams and begin their paths in pursuit of a World Teams Championship. And with that, we welcome you down to the draft stage where we are just minutes away from finding out who will be the first overall pick in this year's draft. Alongside Wally Kassler, Anthony Ione, Michelle Thompson, I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks to our crowd in-house, and thanks to everybody online, Facebook, YouTube. I think we're all over the place tonight, so thank you to everyone who is watching us here from Rock Hill tonight. All right, so much to get to. New format this year, new events, new names, but first let's get some initial thoughts. Wally, let's start with you. Just some overall thoughts on what you're looking forward to, maybe most excited about in this year's draft.
Well, the fun thing about fantasy football is leading up to the draft, you want to know where you're going to pick, what strategy you have going into it. Do I go RB1, wide receiver 1, what do I do? Strategy at the ACL draft is a little different. Do I keep my trades? Do I get rid of them? Do I keep this guy, get rid of him? Right now we've seen a lot of stuff already get shook up just here on draft day, not to mention the entire week leading up to it, but I really want to see what strategies the captains have in the draft, because outside of it, it's been crazy.
All right, so speaking of getting rid of players and trades, Anthony, I mean, this has been crazy. Another one announced just moments ago, 15 trades now.
Yeah, it's bananas, and for me, it's what I'm excited about is see how the regionality thing plays out. I feel like when we started the draft, everybody was trying to keep things local, and if you look at the Kentucky Colonels, got rid of Kentucky player Ryan Hart, Damon Dennis. Missouri Mays got rid of Ryan Windsor and Alex Hicks, and then you see the Coasters trying to pull things together, you know, picking up a Colby Scherer and a Kaylee Hunter. So excited to see how that plays into the draft.
And of course, a big factor tonight will be the rookies, Mish.
Yeah, I love the rookie showcase. I want to know, our team's going to pick rookies and just roll the dice and hope they can perform under the bright lights, or go with a tried and true player, maybe not as high of stats, but know they can perform?
Yeah, that's going to be a big factor tonight. We had a chance to see them during that rookie showcase yesterday, so we'll see a lot of them obviously here tonight. Okay, so while there are several changes, first a few things that are the same as last year. As you all know who are watching tonight, 16 teams will be we split into two divisions, total of 4 regions, with the top 2 teams from each region making the playoffs again, so a total of 8 teams that will make the playoffs. And again, like last year, during the regular season, all the matches will count towards your overall record. So just like in other sports, every game will matter. Now, here's a few things that are going to change. Instead of a 7-game head-to-head series during the regular season, now it's just a 5-game series. And to change it up even more, there are 4 different events in that 5-game series. So now 2 singles matches, 1 traditional doubles match, 1 tandem doubles match, and a crew cup match. So now the rosters have also been shrunk down to just 10 starters, so that really changes everything as well. We'll talk more about that as the draft goes on. All right, Wally, back to you. A lot of changes. Just 5-game series, and now we have different events. What are your thoughts on the changes?
Yeah, the changes are going to add a different wrinkle. I think the singles is going to be important as far as draftable players go. The trades that happened early on, I think that was a very important part, you know, picking up Ryan Hart for the Woodchucks, going out there and getting him. And then we do see some other players that are, you know, former partners pairing up. But the singles is, I think, where some teams can shine in the draft, picking up some of these young rookies or some old rookies too.
Anthony, a lot of changes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, these teams are going to really need to know where their talent lies. You know, you would think the talent's going to go to the singles. You know, you're standing alone. No one's going to carry you in doubles. We're going to get a new look. This tandem format might be new to a lot of people. That could be fun. You know, how does that strategy come into play? Are rotations set? Can you change your rotation based on what you see on the board? So you're going to have some in-game strategy as well. And then, you know, with the Crew Cup, you know, is that where you're going to maybe realize, hey, here's the bottom of my roster. Am I going to bury my worst player into a Crew Cup format? Maybe those 3 other players can help carry us through a win. So I think knowing top to bottom where everybody is skill-wise is going to be important.
Yeah, so doubles, Crew Cup, and now singles as well. So a lot of changes.
Yeah, and I like how we watched the Cali Slingers win based on just how they felt and everything, that momentum. And I wonder how that's going to play out in Crew Cup, because you have all those players out there from the team. They're going to vibe off of each other. So how does that play into the wins?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch. Again, we are just minutes away from finding out who that first overall pick is going to be. So let's get into this year's draft order. First round draft order. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but again, 6 returning players from 2024 on each team. 96 ACL pros will be drafted onto 16 teams. Teams are required to play at least 1 female player in those starting 10. The first round is in order of the 2024 singles, the aggregate singles ranking, and then rounds 2 through 6, a snake draft based on how the teams finished in 2024. So that's how we will see the draft play out here tonight. We will take a break. When we come back, who will be the first pick in the 2025 ACL Draft? The Colorado Timber will be on the clock as soon as we come back from here at Rock Hill.
Tell her to tell the...
And we welcome you back inside the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, the 2025 ACL Teams Draft. The first pick is already in after, 15 trades and almost 40 different picks. We are now ready to see who the first overall pick is going to be. And with that, let's go down to the commissioner, Stacy Moore.
All right, let's go. Hello, hello, hello. Is this microphone on? No, I don't think. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right, this year for the draft, we're going to have the team captains are going to come out and announce their picks for the 2024 ACL Pro Teams Draft. And I am pleased to be joined by my main man, Adam Pissner, that we go way back. Y'all don't even know we go way back before the ACL days. So Adam and I, we've known each other for a long time. And let's see who your first pick is.
Round 1, pick 1, Colorado Timbo, take Jason Rubin.
And he is now the number 1 pick overall in the 2025 ACL Draft. So, guys, looking at the Colorado Timber now, Adam Hissner, obviously the captain, Ryan Schrader, co-captain, Connie Altice, terrific female player, and Jay Rubin, now part of that roster. So, I guess really, Wally, no surprise, right? I mean, I think we've all known this for a while.
Yeah, none whatsoever. Whenever the Michigan Marauders had the number 1 spot, and then Ryan Schrader saw that, he eyeballed it, he knew exactly who he wanted to play with, none other than his pro partner, Jay Rubin. So good pick here at number 1.
Anthony,
no brainer.
Probably saw this coming.
No brainer. No brainer. Yeah, this one was clear.
Yeah, Mish, you're smiling. I know that's exactly what you were
Chalk.
expecting as
It's
well.
chalk.
Yeah, so really, I think it's really going to get interesting now with players 2 through the end of the draft. I think we pretty much all knew that this guy right here in the fancy new Colorado Timber hat was going to be the first overall pick. All right, Jay, hey, welcome back. It's been fun to watch you during open play this weekend. What are your thoughts now making this comeback and now being the first overall pick?
I love it. I drafted back, by Ryan Schrader. He wanted me to be a part of the team. I could have gone to the Marauders, but, they gave up some picks. But, ultimately, me and Ryan, we're looking to do a lot of great things this season. I'm happy to be a part of the Timber and looking to become the team of the world this year. We're looking to be number 1.
Hey, Ruben, welcome back to the Pro Division. If anybody was following this weekend, it looks like you didn't skip a beat, so real impressed there. I have a Colorado address, so I'm excited about this pickup. With the new format, we've got these singles, we've got these doubles. How do you think with that new strategy, clearly you've had a lot of success in doubles. You're a powerhouse in singles as well. How do you think you would fit in best on this team in that new format?
I love it because I think I can play singles, I can play doubles. I think I can be a mentor on the double side of things. I could let Adam and Ryan do their thing in singles, and I can bring along, whether it's a veteran or whether it's a younger kid, I can bring them along and kind of show them the ropes. But I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for the doubles part of it. If I play singles, I play singles, but I'd rather play doubles and kind of groom somebody along and kind of show them the ropes.
Jay, congratulations again. First overall pick, and good luck to you in the Timber the rest of the year.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, Jay Rubin again, the first overall pick in this year's 2024-2025 ACL Draft. Okay, Mish, I'll go to you first. We got a couple of minutes here as the Chicagoland Spinners are now on the clock. Right, this is where it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who are they going to pick? Are they going to go with a rookie? There's so many good ones. There were some standouts at the showcase. I knew you were actually able to be there. Was there anyone that stood out to you?
Yes, there were several to pick us in. We'll talk about that more as we go along tonight. I think Cash Chamness, really impressed a lot of us, right? 8 years old. How could you not have been impressed? That was probably the first name that comes to the top of my head. That was impressive. Again, the second overall pick is in. It's going to go to the Chicagoland Spinners. It's the Timber, Spinners, Sliders, Slingers, and then the Virginia Cutters, the top 5 picks.
Everybody. Do we know who Mark Richards is? Give a round of applause for one of the greatest cornhole players in the world, Mark Richards. We're going to see who's going to pick with the number 2 in the first round.
In the first round, second overall pick, the Chicagoland Spinners are excited to welcome Gary Bearpaw to the team.
All right, Mish, that's why I wanted to say hold that thought, because obviously, yes, his name popped up on our monitor just as Mark was walking out. So, yes, I think we were all impressed with him, and we've been very impressed with what he's done so far.
I remember him from the qualifiers and being impressed then. Obviously, you'd heard the name before that as well, but he showed out when it mattered the most.
Anthony, what are your thoughts on his game?
I think anybody that knows me knows where my thought's going to go. You know, when it comes to, hey, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of talk around Bear Paw. He's a very skilled player. But we see a lot of success with players who aren't committed to the running bags and the airmail, right? I mean, we're looking at players on here like a Jackson Gore. Won his bracket yesterday. You know, he's proven himself. You know, we've got Candler Bag on the list. Quinn Reeves, who's had a lot of success and in this round limited style format as well. So for me, not to take anything away from Bear Paw, but I think there's a lot of players on the list here that are proven and they can compete in this new style dirty game out there.
Wally, real quick, I know you've seen him play quite a bit.
Gary, welcome in, man. You've been somebody I've been watching for a long time. I've always seen you throw high PPRs by just running bags, and your airmail is elite. But what's this rumor I hear about you developing a roll bag?
I've just been working on it here lately.
Love it. Yes, that's what I'm talking
when
about.
I have to.
Gary, what are your thoughts overall? I haven't had a chance to talk to you about teams and ACL teams.
It's exciting. I'm ready to play. It's just, it'll be something new, different.
Did you think you're going to be the second pick overall?
No, I didn't know nothing about it.
Well, hey, congratulations and good luck this year.
All right, thank you.
All right, again, Gary Bear Paw, second overall pick to the Chicagoland Spinners. So again, the Timber, get Jay Rubin, the Spinners, Gary Bear Paw, and on the clock now, the Georgia Sliders. Well, real quick, while again we've got, I think, just a minute. Mish, I'll go to you with this. Again, another interesting thing to keep your eye on tonight. One female player has to be a part of the starting 10-person roster. And we're going to see there are some teams who kept some of the top female players. There's a lot of really good female players out there to be drafted.
Kind of shocking. Miranda Coy, Rosie Streaker. I don't know what round they're going to go, but I wouldn't sleep on them. I would definitely try to grab those women early. I think it's going to make a big difference in the teams. And I agree. Jackson Gore is still being on there. He just had a fantastic day yesterday. I'm shocked he's still on there.
All right, third pick is in for the Georgia Sliders. Let's go back to the commissioner.
Ready for the number 3 pick in the 2024 ACL Pro Teams Draft. I'm honored to turn this over to my man, Ryan Smith.
So, with the third pick in the first round, Georgia Sliders select Logan Dupler.
All right, another impressive player, Anthony. So now for the Sliders, they've got a lot of picks, right? And now they've got Ryan Smith, Cameron Belvin, a female player we were just talking about. Obviously, we all know Cameron. Bobby Hunt, Ryan Wiedenfeld, and now Logan Dupler. I mean, already pretty solid. And they got a ton of picks tonight.
Yeah, one of my favorite stories. Actually, it's exciting that Ryan Smith is announcing that one because it was like 2 years ago where we were here at Worlds, and he's like, "You see that kid over there?" I was like, "Yeah, I see him." He goes, "He just whooped me up in the last regional." I said, "That little kid, take 2 years off him." He was about 2 inches shorter. I was like, "Wow, this kid's going to be really good," and he has proven to be that good.
Hey, Logan, congratulations. How old are you, man?
15.
15 years old? What has this weekend been like for you in being drafted tonight?
It's been all right. Could have did better, but could have did worse. Doing all right.
I mean, Logan, when you were a kid, even younger, were you dreaming about being on a teams for cornhole?
No, never.
It's got to be pretty shocking.
Yeah, definitely.
You play any other sports, or has cornhole been your main sport?
Yeah, I don't really play anything else.
This is it for you.
Yep.
Well, hey, we can't wait to watch you play. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
draft.
Thank
yeah, Logan Dupler. Wally, your thoughts on the Georgia Sliders so far?
I mean, Logan Dupler was an advanced singles champion. Ryan Wiedenfeld's on that team. He knows all about going through the advanced ropes. And, you know, sometimes it's harder than the pro division. So going through that gauntlet last year at Worlds, taking down the title, I mean, he deserves to be on that squad. He deserves to be a first-round pick. So the Sliders adding youth to an already young team.
You were talking about rookies. I cannot believe all these new players.
The kids are taking over.
I know.
Just taking over. Like Anthony said, you need all those shots, and they're showing out.
He's got him. He's got him.
All right, the California Slingers are on the clock. If you are just tuning in, Jay Rubin was the first pick overall. Gary Bearpaw was number 2. And then Logan Dupler, who just vanished off the screen. He was the third. I don't think they can take that back now. Or maybe they will. I don't know.
He's there.
Yeah, so the California Slingers are on the clock. I believe their pick is in, and this will be an interesting one to watch as well. After the Slingers, we'll have the Cutters, and then the Texas Bullybaggers here as we continue first-round action. So 15 trades, so many players. This will be interesting tonight to see what themes develop, and we'll talk about this more later. This is our 4th year, right, of doing this, if you count the very first year.
The red couch?
Yeah, on the red couch where Bernie split his pants. Yeah, we all remember that.
It's memorable.
Yeah, and so we've seen bag chemistry come into play. We've seen regional bias, I guess you can say, come into play, although that seems like it's maybe gone out the window already, but it's going to be interesting to watch. All right, next pick is in. Let's go back to the commissioner.
I'm not sure if this is appropriate for the world champions to be picking number 4. That seems strange to me, but yet, however our rules work, they got the number 4 pick. Let's see, Corey, what you got?
With the first pick for the California Slingers, pick number 4, we are going with Tony Forbes.
Hey, Cali!
Tony is not in attendance today, so we'll be giving his hat and jersey to him back in California.
Good luck, Tony.
All right, so I think they said Tony is not going to be able to come down and talk to us, but
He's close by.
we got to go with you.
It won't be hard to get him his gear.
This is your team.
Yeah, the Cali Slingers, like Stacy said, surprising to be at the 4th pick. That's based on the PPRs on the team, so they were able to get that 4th pick after getting the win. Love a pick of Tony Forbes. He was on the team, did a great job, so I think it's a fantastic pick.
Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, just he's a good one to look at stats. We're talking about a guy who's 6th out of almost 200 players in the draft in PPR and 18 out of that same number in DPR. And then he takes those stats and actually gets it done in matches. So we're starting to see those style of players I was talking about with Bear Paw. We're starting to see some of those come off the list. And I think that's going to continue to be a trend.
And Wally, we'll wrap up thoughts on the Slingers with you. Tony Smith, Corey Gilbert, Nick Williams, Dean Norton, Kyle Malone, Damon Dennis, part of a trade to come to California. And now Tony Forbes. Yeah, good start.
Yeah, I mean, I know you weren't there. You had a little bit of FOMO for Spencer's this year. You weren't there, and I apologize for that. But if you were there, you experienced something that we've never seen in cornhole. That crowd behind Tony Forbes and Spencer Fabianar was electric. Yes. It's a crime if he doesn't get drafted by the Slingers.
Yeah, it seemed to be a fit. Again, that's one of the themes that we saw over the last few years has been, players getting picked up by their regional teams or their states. So this, obviously made sense. All right, the Virginia Cutters are now on the clock. We'll hear from the commissioner again here momentarily, and then that'll wrap up our top 5 picks. Picks coming up here 6 through 10 will be the Texas Bullybaggers, Arizona Burn, Missouri Maize, Kentucky Colonels, and then Ohio Aviators to round out the top 10. So hopefully we have all that in place. 15 trades so far. I don't think others are going to come in.
We saw that happen. Remember, we had trades happening early on during the draft and some shocking ones.
Yeah, I think all the teams are set right now, and we'll talk about the Michigan Marauders after we go back to the commissioners. So again, the Texas Bullybaggers with the 6th overall pick in this year's draft. The pick is in. Let's go back down to Stacy.
All right, it's time for the Virginia Cutters to select their first-round pick. Meet Justin Stranger.
With the 5th pick in the first round, the Virginia Cutters select Gabriel Clausen.
Is Gabriel in the building? Oh, he's playing? Oh, he's still playing? Evidently, Gabriel's still playing. He must be really good. All right, here we go. Let's go, Gabriel. Gabriel Clausen. Let's go. I don't know. He's having a hard time finding his way down. He'll make it eventually. Good thing we're not on linear television. We're just streaming. So it doesn't matter.
trade? The Texas Bully Baggers. They're on the clock right now, but Gabriel Clausen absolutely deserves to go to the Virginia Cutters. He's one of these type of players, similar to Logan Dupler, has all the shots, young talent in that region. I mean, all these trades that are going on, I like this one staying here. They traded down from the 2nd pick down to the 5th pick here and able to get a talent like Gabriel Clausen at 5. That's a good move for the Cutters.
So again, Gabriel Clausen, a member of the Virginia Cutters. And Gabriel, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So did you have any idea when you were going to be drafted, or were you as surprised as the rest of us?
I was honestly surprised because I had multiple people telling me I was going to different teams.
Yeah, until all the trades. I think we thought so too, yeah.
You had a pretty good day yesterday, sweeping it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What was working best for you?
Honestly, my airmail.
Oh, that's music to your ears.
No, that's beautiful. If his airmail's working, he's got everything else in his back pocket too.
What are your overall thoughts on teams? Are you excited for it? I mean, have you had a chance to watch it a lot?
I'm definitely excited for this season. I'm ready to work with the Virginia Cutters.
All right. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Gabriel Clausen again going to the Virginia Cutters with the 5th overall pick.
I like the attitude, Jeff. I'm ready to work, he said.
Yes, I've had a chance to watch him play a little bit, but you've had a chance to see him play a lot. He's a really good player.
Yeah, I got a chance to go out there to the Augusta County Cornhole Regional, and Gabriel Clausen was paired up with Devin Harbaugh, and I honestly didn't know who was the alpha on that team. They were neck and neck holding it down. I believe he took, 6 out of 7 of the conference titles over there whenever Harbaugh wasn't in the building. So it's going to be interesting to see. Harbaugh didn't take him.
Yeah, he's tough. All right, the 6th overall pick goes to the Bully Baggers. The pick is in. A.J. Sims is with Stacy Moore.
Yeah, the number 6 pick with the Texas Bully Baggers. My main man, A.J. Sims, is going to let you know what's up.
With the 6th pick in the first round, Texas Bully Baggers select Quinn Reeves.
Come on down, Quinn.
Quinn Reeves going to the Bully Baggers. And before we hear from Quinn, big smile on his face. Anthony, any surprises yet at all in the first, 6 picks now?
No, maybe the last one, super talented with Clausen, but here's a good example where maybe we need to start thinking about experience as well. I mean, I was looking at that list here. Quinn Reeves obviously has a bunch of experience. What about Austin Cameron, who had multiple broadcast appearances last season in this same format? Again, Jackson Gore still on the board. So a lot of experience, a lot of people that have been there. And ultimately, if your goal is to take down a team's championship, you got to get on that ESPN stage and perform. And here's a guy right here that's done that.
Quinn, congratulations. What a year. I mean, can you talk about what it's been like this year for you?
Yes, sir. It's been a great year through the Elite Division. Pretty happy with how that turned out. And this upcoming year, me and Austin are throwing, who's also on the Bully Baggers. So excited to potentially throw with him and see what they got going on. They got a good squad lined up, so excited to get after it.
Yeah, the Bully Baggers has really good team camaraderie. So you think that's going to be important for you guys?
Yes, ma'am. I think the Bully Baggers probably got one of the best, kind of interlocking, friendship-based, teams. So it's pretty, mix and match with whoever you want, whoever's hot that day.
Quinn, I'm proud of you, my dude. Congratulations on getting picked in the first round. 2 titles in the ACL Pro Division before you're even a pro.
Crazy.
Now you're a pro. Continue to, truck right along. You and Austin, I like what I saw up there. Just continue it all season, man.
Yes,
Congrats.
sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, look forward to watching again rest of the year. Good pick up there by the Bully Baggers. All right, Mish, I'll go to you here with this one, with the Bully Baggers. If you look at this roster that they have assembled already.
Anything in common you see there?
Yeah. All right, so Grendersleeve, Sims, Batson, Turpin, Braden Wilson, Austin Waskow, and now Quinn Reeves.
I know Texas is big, obviously, but I assume they're somewhat close together, at least more than some other teams. We did see the Regency bias go away, people trading away people in their areas, so they're kind of keeping it close-knit.
That's a good-looking roster.
Dude, that roster is actually solid. And what I like about this is I think everyone's interchangeable. You could kind of mix the partnerships up, similar game styles. I think there's going to be some bad chemistry there, no matter how you mix it up, so they can be real versatile in their rosters. I think that squad's looking nice.
Well, AJ said to me earlier, I think outside the box. This is exactly what I said was going to happen. You're in my box, AJ. Mix it up round 2, all right?
All right, so again, Quinn Reeves going to the Texas Bully Baggers. The 7th overall pick goes to the Arizona Burn, and let's go back down to the podium with the commissioner.
With the number 7 pick with the Arizona Burn, my man, Mr. Crabtree, is going to announce it.
With the 7th pick in the first round, the Arizona Burn select Zack Allen.
All right, for the Arizona Burn, Chris Roybal, one of the captains, Landon Crabtree, co-captain, Derek Holland, Jeff Reynolds, Corey Morrison, and Zack Allen. Well, it's going to be interesting now with just 10 starters. I mean, we're going to see, Wally, some really high-level talents this year during teams.
Well, the crazy thing for me is you look at this team right now. You got the California Slingers, as Mish talked about, are very excitable, high-fiving each other, getting loud. There isn't one person on this Arizona Burn team that you're going to hear from. They are all quiet, including this young man right here. Congrats, Zach.
Thank you.
Zach, congratulations. Again, same question for you. Did you have any idea where you were going?
Honestly, I really didn't know where I was going to go. I mean, it could have went either way. I mean, I couldn't really care where I went because, I mean, it's a pro team draft.
Right.
It's nice to be on a pro team.
When did you start playing this game?
I started playing right before COVID, like 2019, right before.
Okay, so you've been playing for a while then. When did you, in your head, realize, hey, I can actually be good at this?
It'd probably have been a year and a half, 2 years ago, to be honest with you.
Do you have a preference for singles, doubles, crew cup, all the different variations?
I would most rather play singles.
Okay.
Because I've had a lot better showings in singles and doubles this past season.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank
Look forward to seeing you. All right. Again, Zack Allen going to the Arizona Burn.
Go back there and join your
With the 7th pick overall, the Missouri Mays are on the clock. I think technically, Anthony, they get 2 minutes, but I mean the picks are coming in.
Yeah, they're coming in pretty quick.
Yeah. And this will be another good one. So we just got word on this one. Wait for the commissioner to announce this one. Again, the Missouri Mays with the 8th pick overall. After the Mays, we'll see the Colonels, the Aviators, and then the Coasters will be the following 3. Again, we're going to go through the first round, so we'll have the first 16, and then we'll take a break, and then a little bit of a different format for the second and third rounds as well. All right, the pick is in, and let's go back down to Stacy.
We got the first round pick coming up for the Mays. My man, Ethan Walker. Has anyone tried to emulate his throw? Can anyone out there emulate his throw? It's sick. All right, Ethan, let's see what you got.
With the 8th pick, the Missouri Mays select Jackson Gore.
Oh, yes.
Finally.
Okay, Jack Gore going to the Missouri Mays with the 8th overall pick. And I don't know if you could hear that or not over the mic, but Anthony just said, finally.
Yeah, that was long overdue. I mean, I'm looking at the list here. And again, that's the thing is there's a lot of talent, but I think you got to put some weight on experience. We're talking about a guy who's, a multi-year pro. He was a top 12 player, earlier in his career. He's out here winning brackets. He's got multiple broadcast experiences. I think that's valuable, and I feel like it was missed on some of these. And maybe there was some regionality. Maybe there was friendships or bag sponsorships that are buried in those picks, but here's a guy that can do it all.
Misha, I know you had the chance to watch him play quite a bit this weekend. Big weekend for him.
Yeah, Jackson, you had a fantastic start to this weekend. We were a little bit surprised you even went this late. What were you thinking?
I mean, I figured I was coming soon, but, I mean, I'm glad that the Missouri Mays drafted me, so.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I did good in singles, so I hope I keep that momentum going.
Yeah, we got a chance to watch you. I mean, you feeling healthy mentally and physically and all ready to go?
Yes, sir. I'm feeling good.
I love watching you play. I mean, we've talked about this many times, that it's great to watch you and your brother play.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any rivalry about who gets drafted first? Or when or
where?
where?
He got kept. I didn't. So.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He's already in there. Hey, look forward to seeing you. Love watching you play, man.
Thank you.
All right. Jack Gore, again, going to the Missouri Mays with the 8th overall pick. And the next pick for the Kentucky Colonels is already in. So they must have, we haven't had a chance to talk about best available. I don't know if you're keeping track of your best available, Anthony, but obviously the captains back there have got their eyes on some players because these are coming in fast and furious.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point in the draft, obviously, I think there's a lot more experience out there that could be picked up, but we might start thinking about some of these players that were successful in the showcase. You know, I'll just throw a couple out there. We got Julius, who was the overall #1 ranked player coming out of the showcase, just dominated in multiple categories. Lucas Householder was killing it. You mentioned Cash a little bit earlier. Quinn already got picked up, who was about 4th or 5th. So that list I just rattled off was like your 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's time to start thinking about some of these guys getting picked up.
All right, the 9th overall pick is in for the Kentucky Colonels. And let's go down to Stacy.
If you like yellow and green, this is for you. The Kentucky Colonels pick is in, number 9. The GOAT, Matt Guy, is going to let you know who he picks.
Hello, everyone. All right, so with the 9th overall pick, the Kentucky Colonels select Mason Trader.
All right, Mason Trader going to the Kentucky Colonels. And Mason, it is no secret that Kentucky needed to make some changes to their roster.
It's funny the changes they're making, but also Wally and I spoke earlier. Who would you take, Mason Trader or Cash Chamness? And he said Mason, I said Cash. So looks like you won, Wally.
Yeah, Mason Trader and Cash Chamness had a lot of success today. They made it all the way to the finals in their bracket. I've been hearing time and time again how good Mason is. The only thing I'm worried about is his focus sometimes, but he's clearly focused on me right now. I'm proud of you, kid, but the Kentucky Colonels going in this route, I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to go with singles, doubles, crew cup, or whatever. So, Mason, what can you bring to the team here for the Colonels?
Just try my best and do good. Like, try to win.
Mason, where is the strength of your game? Singles, doubles, the tandem doubles? I mean, what would you prefer to play?
Probably singles because I don't have to blame my partner, myself.
Just take it on yourself.
Yep.
What was it like being selected by Matt Guy?
It's pretty cool because he's like one of the greatest of all time.
Did you know him much? Do you guys have much of a relationship?
Not really, but I played with.
You will now.
I got Brett Guy in a pro blind draw. And we did really good. So.
Have you ever played against him?
Oh yeah, and it was a blind draw.
So who won?
Me.
Ah, all right.
That's
good.
why you picked him. That's why you picked him, Jeff.
Hey, congratulations. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, Mason Trader.
That's a good point. You think they're picking the kids that beat them?
Yes. Hey, I'm sure it happens quite a bit, right, Wally? I mean, you were kind of talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't beat them, join them, right? It's kind of weird because whenever I did my draft predictions, he said the Colonels are going younger. I couldn't help it but put all the old people with Matt Guy and Damon Dennis. And, you know, is my bad. They traded away Damon Dennis. They're going youth with Mason Trader. They actually have 2 picks in the first round, along with the Missouri Mays. So it's kind of interesting to see how these picks are catching out. You know, would you swap out Damon Dennis for Mason Trader? It's kind of a wash for me. I don't know if I would. That style of play for Mason Trader doesn't really fit what they have on the roster now. So I'll be curious to see what they do with that 15th pick to kind of match with him, or if he does play singles.
All right, let's round out the top 10. And with the 10th overall pick, the Ohio Aviators on the clock. And let's go back to the commish.
It's time for the number 10 pick in the 2024 ACL Pro Teams Draft. For the Ohio Aviators, we got Noah Almanza with his, what is that? That is North Face and Gucci slides.
In the 2025 draft, the Ohio Aviators select Riker Wells.
All right, there you heard it. Riker Wells goes 10th overall to the Ohio Aviators. I've had so much fun watching him play this weekend. First chance I've had to see him play live.
But can he wear pajamas on the broadcast?
I think the answer is probably no. We'll get clarification on that from Kat, but I'm saying no.
I mean, this is exactly why he got picked. We've seen Noah Almanza with his style in the past, as Jake Brandon would say, crotcheted hats on the broadcast court. Now he's got some fashion tips here from Riker Wells with these pajamas.
So the first 10 picks are in. Riker Wells rounds out the top 10, going to the Ohio Aviators. Riker, I truly, you probably heard me say it, I have really enjoyed watching you play. I mean, what does the game mean to you? Why do you find so much enjoyment playing it?
I don't know. I'm just here to make friends, man. The beanbags is cool, but I just like meeting people and having conversation, I guess.
Hey, Riker, what do you think this pick, what do you think they saw in you to bring them to this team? Knowing the roster, maybe there's a link, you said making friends, or what do you think was what they brought you to the team?
Me and Noah just finished 3rd overall, and I think that probably helped a little bit.
Congrats, by the way. Good run.
Thank you.
Hey, Riker, are you going to bring some fashion sense to the team?
I can't. You can't wear pajamas on TV.
That's the only thing you got? You don't
I
have
got
more in the bag?
scammed, dude.
It's like Superman. His closet's filled with pajama pants.
At least I can wear Hey Dudes.
Riker, real quick, for those of us who don't know a lot about your game, what are the strengths of your game?
Whatever I decide, like right about here, is what's gonna happen. I don't know. I suck at singles. I went 0-2 yesterday, but I played Ethan first round in the losers bracket, and that's not ideal.
That's bad. That's
Yeah,
bad for everybody.
tough way to start.
He said doubles. Doubles it is.
Yeah, doubles it is, yeah. Hey, congratulations. Love watching you play this weekend. Riker Wells going to the Ohio Aviators with the 10th overall pick. He's just, Anthony, great personality to add to the sport.
Yeah, do you guys see the trend here? I'm just kind of looking at the last, 9 picks, 15-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old, 17-year-old. I feel like we're due for someone over the age of 21.
What about Bear Paul?
Next? That was the first 2, and then it went 3 through 11 was all juniors or underage.
All right, the Carolina Coasters pick is in, and back to the commission, Jamie Graham.
Are there any Carolina Coasters fans in the house? Let's go. We're right here in the Carolinas. We got 2-time world champion Jamie Graham's going to announce the pick.
Yo. For the 11th pick in the first round, Carolina Coasters select Matt Wilson. Let's go.
All right, Matt Wilson going to the Carolina Coasters. And Mish, for Carolina, obviously not the finish that they wanted last year. Or I should say not the record they wanted, but they got the finish that they wanted.
Yeah, that's true. Matt Wilson was kind of who I predicted would maybe have a show-out performance at the Rookie Showcase, and he did pretty good, but he's had a really great advanced run coming into this, so not surprised to see him go here to the Coasters.
This is the kid that we were watching yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning. We were watching his match. Super talented, totally underrated. You're talking about a guy that finished in the top 20, 25% of the league last year and really killed it in the Rookie Showcase, too. He was a top 10 guy in the showcase, really showed up in the push and block. He can basically do anything, so I think he's going to be a value add to this team.
All right, Matt, congratulations. Go to the Carolina Coasters. What does it mean to be drafted so high, number 11 overall?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm blessed to have this opportunity. I didn't really know where I was going to go with all these trades going on, but it kind of makes sense. I played on the minor leagues team for the Rock Hill Coasters last year, so it feels good to be playing for my hometown team now.
What's your journey been like as a cornhole player? Where did it start?
It started in college probably 10 years ago, where it was just fun, and we weren't even spinning the bag. We were just tossing it, bouncing it everywhere. It was a tailgating game. I started competitively playing like 5 years ago and just worked my way up through the divisions, and I'm just happy to be here now.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Wilson going to the Coasters. They got 11th pick overall. And we're starting to wind down here in the first round. So coming up next, it'll be the Las Vegas High Rollers. Then the Coasters will have another pick. And then the Missouri Mays, Colonels will be back on the clock, and then the Colorado Timber to wrap up the round.
Thankfully, we had Matt break the streak there, Anthony. Over 21.
See, it was due. It was coming.
Well, this is where it gets kind of interesting as well. Just kind of looking down, picks versus players, Wally, and we've again the Michigan Marauders. We'll try to talk about them after the break. They're not going to have a pick. Their roster is already set through all the trades. So some people just wanted to fill out their roster, get some big names. Others totally rehaul and just take a bunch of picks. And we're now going to start to see that again. Kentucky's got 2 picks here in the first round. The Coasters have a couple of picks in the Timber.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the names that I have left here. We're getting to the point now where it's familiar names from last season. Austin Cameron sitting there. We all know about Cash and his performance. Pat Sim, I thought, had a great year. Jeremy Frazier, Juwan Smith, Jacob Foreman, just to name a few players that I have at the top of my list that I projected to go in the first round. Let's see if they actually do go there.
Anthony, any predictions on who you think we might see coming up here in the next 4 or 5 picks to round out the first round?
I think Wally named a lot of the ones I'm looking at here. It's tough. When you start getting deeper into the round, there's so much talent. I think at this point you start thinking about what's a good fit for this team, looking at your roster. Do we need a role guy? Do we need a guy who can match up with this specific player for a partnership? So it might come down to those type of details.
Mish, any names maybe not on the list yet that surprised you?
Yeah, the same as you guys had said, and I do think it's a different strategy because you do have the singles, so you don't necessarily have to match bags or that kind of thing, but I think the team we saw has to have chemistry. That's what we saw get the win with the Burn, with the Slingers. So I think even if they're not playing in the doubles or tandem or crew, they have to have some kind of chemistry as a team overall.
Yeah, I think during the broadcast, Anthony, this season felt a little silly sometimes to talk about the chemistry, but it was a thing. I mean, the teams that won it had that chemistry. And looking to get that chemistry this year is the Las Vegas High Rollers, and with their pick, let's go to Stacy.
I'm not going to be biased, but the Las Vegas High Rollers is my favorite logo. I love wearing the High Rollers hats. And with the first round pick, the OG, Tanner Halbert, is going to let you know what's up.
All right. Round 1, pick number 12, Las Vegas High Rollers select Brandon Patterson.
All right, Brandon Patterson, now the most recent member of the Las Vegas High Rollers. Anthony, I feel like we really haven't talked about the High Rollers much in the last year, but they made some changes to their roster. And, we talked about the importance of having a female player because you have to have a female player in the starting 10. They've got Kaylee Hunter.
Yeah, that's going to come into play, right? You said 2 on the roster. You got to field 1. I don't think you panic yet. I think obviously the best women in the league are already on a team. They probably kept them for that reason. So I don't think you need to panic here, but I think a good pickup for the Las Vegas High Rollers.
They've really assembled a good roster. All right, Brandon, congratulations.
Thank you.
How well do you know Tanner, and how much did you guys talk at all here about being selected by the High Rollers?
I've known Tanner for over 10 years. I've been playing cornhole for about 15, so that's where we met each other, is cornhole.
We were just talking about team chemistry. Is that something that you feel like you're going to be able to bring, obviously, the High Rollers, and that what he's looking for?
Yeah, I know, most people on that team, so I think we have good chemistry.
What's the biggest strength that you're going to be bringing to Las Vegas?
Whatever comes, whatever they tell me to do.
Singles, doubles, what's your preference?
Whatever.
Crew Cup, is that your favorite?
It don't matter, whatever they put me to.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Brandon Patterson, again, going to the Las Vegas High Rollers.
Actually, don't forget, Jeff, the High Rollers just traded away Kaylee Hunter before the draft for Berkeley Perry in that pick. So, yeah, they are going to be looking for that female later on. But, Brandon Patterson, right there from Florida, you see on the jersey, he's wearing the Kingslayer jersey. If he didn't wear that jersey, would he have gotten picked? That's my question. But they're obviously very familiar with each other. He got a little taste of the Florida Freeze teams last year coming up as an elite player. So that's a good pickup for Tanner, somebody he's familiar with there in the first round.
Kaylee's name is still back on the card. Did they trade her away and then trade her back?
No telling at this stage of the draft.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
We've had so many trades. It's just been mind-blowing. All right, so again, Brandon Patterson going to the High Rollers. And just a few picks left here in the first round. We'll go back to the Carolina Coasters, then Missouri Mays, then the Colonels again, and then the Colorado Timbers. So again, the picks here, Mish, are going to be coming in multiple actually, Kentucky picks first again. Come up in the second round.
Yeah, they're moving really quick, and I do remember this from last year, too. They pretty much know who they want. It seems to be playing out the way that they want it to.
All right, next pick is in. Let's go back to Stacy.
The Coasters are back up. with the number 13 pick, two-time world champion Jamie Graham is going to let you know what's up.
For the 13th pick in the first round, Carolina Coasters select Pat Sim.
Wally, Pat Sim, makes sense again with this team?
Yeah, speaking of Kaylee Hunter, Kaylee Hunter traded to the Coasters. Her partner last year was Pat Sim. I think they're still partners this year. They got paired up for this weekend. Obviously, a lot of success. I actually was surprised at how well they did going all the way back to Myrtle Beach. I was kind of just sitting there. I was like, oh, wait a second. This is a strong team that they got together here. Pat Sim, very, very quiet. Not sure what we're going to get out of him at an interview, but on the boards, I know exactly what we're getting. High PPRs, great airmails.
They're keeping it regional, man. I mean, look at that roster. Jamie Graham, Eric Davis, Pat Sim, Colby Shearer, Kaylee Hunter, and where we saw the Kentucky Colonels and the Missouri Mays trading away players from their state, we're seeing the Coasters really trying to pull in that area into their roster.
All right, again, Pat Sim, congratulations going to the Carolina Coasters. Pat, congratulations. Obviously, you got to be excited to be with the Carolina Coasters.
I'm too exciting right now. I'm sorry I don't speak much English.
Well, you're off to a great start. Tell me about your team and just the relationships that you have with Carolina.
It's like a dream come true. I always want to throw with Jamie.
Okay.
Oh, nice, nice. We all want to throw at Jamie, by the way.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
one
the
of
perfect
the best
team.
in the Carolina. That's what I mean.
Well, hey, great to see you again, and look forward to watching you play. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Pat Sim with the 13th overall pick going to the Carolina Coasters. So again, the Coasters with 2 picks here in this first round, number 11 and number 13. And they get Matt Wilson and Pat Sim. And the Missouri Mays now are on the clock as we get to our final 3 picks here of the first round. The Mays, then the Colonels, and the Colorado Timber. So I guess this is normally the point of the last 3 or 4 years, not to put you all on the spot, of where best available overall. Any surprises? Anthony, I'll start with you.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one that's just glaring on the stat sheet. Over 3,000 rounds played. This guy's number 1 in PPR, number 1 in DPR, over 3,000 rounds. And I think Wally's going to argue this one a little bit, but Candler Bag on the list. Number 1 in PPR and DPR in the available draft list. What are your thoughts, Wally?
I think the biggest thing with Candler Bag is, will he travel to these locations? We look at the Coasters. When you have your home tournament close to home, they all can hop in the same car and get there. Candler Bag has to fly all the way across the country to get anywhere. You know, and he's a young kid. He's not able to book his own flights. On the boards, absolutely, I agree with you. He's
That's
a beast.
a good call.
Absolutely a beast. But I think the surprise for me is some of these players falling, like the Coasters, getting rid of Frank Modlin, Chad Hunt, and Tommy Sliker, and still able to come out smelling like roses with Pat Sim and Matt Wilson. I mean, either he's lucky or he's smart. I can't tell.
All right, hold that thought. We'll get to more of that in just a second. Let's go down to the commissioner of the Missouri Mays. Pick is in.
All right, we got the second first-round pick for the Missouri Mays. One of the dopest airmails in the business, Mr. Steven Bernasette, has got the pick.
With the 14th pick, the Missouri Mays select Austin Cameron.
All right, Austin Cameron now going to the Missouri Mays. Wally, sorry to cut you off with the pick being in, but so are you happy with what they're doing then? Or are you surprised?
I really am. I'm surprised that they were able to get those guys. Because, I mean, if I look at this, I'm considering both of them a first-round pick. So being able to get 2 first-round picks for, I can't remember what they did. Obviously, it had to have hurt Jamie to get rid of Frank Modlin, but you have to give to take at some point. So I think that what they did with those 2 first-round picks was great. The Missouri Mays doing the same thing, getting 2 first-round picks, taking Austin Cameron and Jackson Gore. It hurts to get rid of some of these players. Now, they gave up a little bit more. They gave up Ryan Windsor and Alex Hicks. But getting back Austin Cameron and Jackson Gore, that's a good start.
Can you keep all this straight?
It's a lot. It's a lot. The trades were crazy. I honestly just gave up on trying to figure out the order. I'm like, we're just going to find out when we get there.
Good
But no, I totally agree with Wally. I think who they're picking up to replace, we were nervous at first, like, wow, why would you get rid of those players? I think it's playing out okay.
All right, so Candler Bagg, you said, was still out there. Cash Chamness, I remember you mentioning him earlier. He had a great showcase, so his name is still out there. Just 2 picks left here in this first round, picks 15 and 16, so we'll have the Colonels making another pick. Now, keep in mind, the Colonels, with the 9th pick overall, just moments ago, took Mason Trader. So will the youth movement continue for the Kentucky Colonels? We'll find out here just momentarily. And then the Colorado Timber will have another pick. Colorado took Jay Rubin, obviously, first overall. They'll have the 16th pick as well to round out the first round. All right, with the 15th pick, let's go back to Stacy and the Kentucky Colonels.
So evidently, I just got word that the Colonels have the 15 and 17 and 18 picks. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the GOAT. Matt Guy is going to be getting his team a lot younger right now.
The youth movement for the Colonels is real. So with the 15th pick of the first round, the Colonels select Cash Chamness.
Well, again, with the 9th pick overall, they took Mason Trader, and now Cash Chamness, 8 years old, also going to the Colonels. So yes, Mish, the youth movement is real, and these kids are getting younger and younger. This kid, he can sling it. He's fun to watch.
It kind of goes back to what Wally and I said. Would you take Mason or Cash? Well, guess what? You get both. You get both. It's got to be history in the making. When has there ever been an 8-year-old drafted in the sports league?
That's true. That's got to be the youngest we've had, right?
It's got to be. But Kentucky Colonels, finished 47-64 last season. Definitely looking to improve on that and make it to the playoffs.
Okay, so in all my years of sports broadcasting, I don't think I've interviewed an 8-year-old. Any tips? Anybody?
Keep it simple.
Keep it short.
Keep it short. All right, Cash Chamness, 8 years old, making his way over to the microphone. The 15th pick overall by the Kentucky Colonels. Cash, congratulations, man. I'm super excited for you. What was it like being up there and being drafted?
Felt good.
Do you like going to the Kentucky Colonels?
Yep.
Do you like the logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I understand. All right. Hey, you've had a terrific weekend. You've played so much. What's this experience been like this weekend with the rookie showcase and then playing upstairs?
Felt good.
What made you so successful at the rookie showcase? I mean,
My dad.
Let me talk Cash up a little bit. This guy threw 81% airmail in the showcase, #1. He was #1 in push and blocks. He knocked down 114 deck around and finished 3rd overall in the entire showcase. Airmail or roll? What's your favorite? Airmail or roll?
Airmail.
Airmail? I love it, buddy. Yes.
Hey, Cash, congratulations. Can't wait to watch you play more.
Thank you.
All right, Cash Chamness, just 8 years old, 15th pick overall to the Kentucky Colonels. And now we'll have just 1 pick left, the 16th and final pick of the first round to the Colorado Timbers. So, wow, Kentucky. Young players, you liking this?
Yeah, so when we go back to, isn't that right? Yeah, so
Yes,
180.
exactly.
When we did the original draft, I actually remember this stat, we did ages. They were the oldest team in the entire league, and here they are picking up an 8-year-old backed up by, who was it, Gore? So, so a couple juniors back to back.
Mason Trader.
Or, there you go.
Wally, you like the strategy?
I do. I just talked about the Coasters getting 2 strong players and the Mays doing the same thing. The Kentucky Colonels actually being able to get a, pro-committed team out of Cash Chamness and Mason Trader. And not just that, but they were in the finals up there a few seconds ago in doubles. I don't know how the other captains let this happen. It's a mistake.
All right, and our last pick is in, 16th and final pick, first round, the Colorado Timber. And Stacy.
Check. Hello. For the final pick in the first round, we've got the Timber up. My man, Adam Hissner, is going to let you know what's up.
Last round, pick 16, Julius Reyes.
Anthony, you and I had a chance to talk about Julius on, I think, the live stream earlier. Wally, what are your thoughts on the Juice in his game?
Hey, the juice is loose. I got a chance to look at him in Vegas, and I believe he was going with Emacs. And we were kind of like looking at our cards and our stats and trying to figure out who these people were. He was very impressive there. I believe the first person ever to get a perfect score in the combine. I mean, that's remarkable. So, yeah, huge pickup here at 16.
The deck around, you got 100%.
40 bags in a row. In the that's
under pressure. 40 bags.
I remember we were commentating, and I was watching the stats come in real time, and I said, "Wow, you guys see this?" I didn't even see the name. I just saw all the stats. So impressive. And then I saw it's this kid right here.
40 straight bags in the deck round for a perfect score for the 16th pick overall to the Colorado Timber, Julius Reyes Jr. All right, is it okay if we call you Juice? You want us to call you Juice?
Yep.
Talk to us about this weekend, the experience you've had.
Great experience, just with the rookie showcase, just gave it my all, and feel like I...
Were you nervous in the deck round at all? Like, did you realize what you were doing?
Once I started getting to the end, I was like, okay, there's only 2 rounds left. I got to just try to do my best, but did pretty good.
Help us understand your game a little bit. You killed it in the airmail. Obviously, you can run bags with 120 deck around. What else do you have in your game that you could bring to the Timber?
I would say my airmail. My airmail is pretty good. Yeah, I would say my airmail is probably one of my
In the
best
play
shots.
the block segment, you did really well, 5th overall. What were the shots you were relying on for that?
What was that one more
When
time?
you're playing the block in the rookie showcase.
If I remember correctly, you were pushing through some. Obviously, you were shooting the airmail. I didn't see any rolls, any cuts. I didn't see you really working angles or giving, some tilts in that. Is that in your repertoire a little bit?
It is. I prefer my airmail, though. When I do need to use it, I will, but overall, I would go with my airmail.
Got you. Juice, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck this season.
you.
Julius Reyes Jr. going to the Colorado Timber as that wraps up the first round of the 2025 ACL Teams Draft. The youth movement is real for sure. We still have a lot more to come. Still 2 more rounds, rounds 2 and 3, which will be covered live right here on Facebook, YouTube, and ACL Digital Network. We're live here in Rock Hill and back with more right after this.
Spankings at average birthday parties. Spankings at a Duluth Trading birthday party. Celebrate our big damn birthday and the season's biggest deals. Only at Duluth Trading.
Look at this. Now look at that. Gigantic deals are showing up everywhere you look. We're talking larger than life savings. Score up to 70% off thousands of items across outdoor furniture, rugs, jewelry, and so much more. When you shop at Overstock, you will find giant deals on everything you're looking for. Overstock, crazy good deals.
Ah, nuts. No. Was Planters nuts? It's not nuts.
It's nuts. Because Planters nuts are good.
Planters nuts. Nuts.
We've got a tender navy bean nestled in a brown sugar sauce with a smoky hint of bacon.
We're gonna need like a zillion of those.
1 zillion it is.
Let the bass kick. the bass kick. Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick.
Oh, nuts.
No. With planters nuts, it's not nuts. It's nuts. Because planters nuts are good.
Planters nuts. Nuts.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
You've got the force field, the moat, the saucy sheriff. No matter your cookout plate strategy,
Bush's baked beans make burgers taste better.
I love me a saucy sheriff.
Goes way up top and hits it! What? He knows it. Goes the top and hits it! What a shot! Ticket to the championship and Graham hits it! What a shot! And terrific aerial footage of the Sports and Events Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. This is a perfect facility for all of these matches and for the 2024-2025 ACL Teams Draft. And welcome back down here to the draft host desk, I guess is what we're calling it, with Wally, Anthony, and Mish. I'm Jeff. Thanks for tuning in tonight. All right, before we get to the first couple of picks here in the second round, which will belong to the Kentucky Colonels, again, totally revamping their team. Mish, you and I were just talking about this during the break. Are you surprised no female player taken yet?
I mean, I guess the strategy is, can we wait a round to get them and still get a strong female? Since we went through the whole first round, we have all those strong females still left. So I would be surprised if we didn't see some go now in round 2.
Yeah, Wally, I think it was you or maybe Anthony and I that were joking that we're kind of equating this to fantasy football with your tight end, right? When do you grab the tight end? When do you grab one of those top female players and put them on your roster?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, there's some strong choices. So, I mean, in fantasy football, if you don't get the first one, you're like, all right, I could wait a couple rounds for the next one.
Yeah.
And then when there's a rush, whenever that first one goes, you're fine. The second one goes, you're like, oh, okay, hold on. So I think we're going to see that same thing in the rush. The question is, will it come in round 2 or round 3?
All right, the first 2 picks of the second round, again, will belong to the Kentucky Colonels, so we're going to see a lot of this guy, pun intended. Hi, Matt. All right, the 17th pick overall. Are you just going to do it yourself? All right, let's get down to the podium with Matt Guy.
Stacy said he's worn out.
He's done.
All right, so I am back. We got the youth movement is going to continue for the Colonels. With pick 17 of the draft, we will take Ethan Farias. And then we are following that up with pick 18 of the draft, Tyler Stratton.
All right, again, Ethan Farias, 17th overall, first in the second round. Tyler Stratton, second pick in the second round, 18th overall. All right, Mish, he was talking about the youth movement. What are your thoughts on these 2 picks?
I think this can work. I think we're going to see a big step up with the Colonels. And like I said earlier, what a 180. And I like their strategy. They said, you know what? It's not working. Let's do something completely different.
Anthony, this is a totally different strategy. I mean, what is happening here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Tyler, but you have to give respect to someone who made it through the pro qualifier. I mean, we know how difficult it is to get through that gauntlet. You know, if you look at some of the other stats, nothing, superly impressive, really just middle of the pack. But you get through that pro qualifier, you have to be a legit player.
So again, Ethan Farias and Tyler Stratton going to the Kentucky Colonels. Which one are you? All right, Ethan. Nice to meet you officially. I'm Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we'll talk later. Hey, you excited about teams play this year?
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
I think just playing on a team. Honestly, I think it's gonna be fun.
Have you watched teams action
Yeah.
quite a bit?
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite thing about it?
It looks exciting. I feel like it just looks it's gonna be crazy.
Do you like singles or doubles better, or what would you prefer to play for Matt?
I feel like I like singles more. I feel like
Yeah.
double is kind of nerve-wracking.
That's what Mason Trader said too. You've got some friends on the team, I'm assuming, same age.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy.
What's the best part of your game?
I like my airmail. I feel like I could rely on it.
All right, airmail again. All these kids throwing airmails. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, again, Ethan Farias and Tyler Stratton. First 2 picks in the second round to the Kentucky Colonels, and now the Missouri Mays are on the clock. Hey, just want to wrap up the thought real quick, Mish, with the female players. Obviously have not gotten one yet. Names out there, like top names, anybody?
Miranda Coy?
Yeah, I got a list here I put together for you. I got Miranda Coy, Rosie Streaker, Riley Schaff, Vanessa Phillum, Dia Lee, Maddie McBride, Deb Odom, Peyton Haynes, Katie Bartell, Emily Downer, Kimberly Jenkins, Linda Peralta. So like I said, if you don't get the top ones, you still have a chance to get some pretty good talent a few picks down.
Yeah, strong names out there. All right, we continue with the third pick here in the second round. Missouri Mays on the clock. What's up, Ethan?
With the 19th pick, the Missouri Mays select Roll King, Colin Hodette.
That was going to be fun for the captains to get up there now and start making their announcements. Again, third pick in the second round going to the Missouri Mays. Colin Hodette. Cannot wait to talk to this guy. Anthony, I'm sure you were like me when he was going through the rookie showcase. So much energy. He was just a blast to watch.
Yeah, the personality definitely stepped out for me. And here's a case where, maybe talent can be judged by what you actually do. Colin didn't really kill it like that in the showcase, but Ethan may know what kind of a player he is outside of, a scoring showcase, and he's a much better player than what he scored.
Hey, Colin, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, tell us about you. Where are you from, and when did you start playing?
I'm from Vermont. I started playing about 6 years ago with my dad. My dad got me into it.
What is the cornhole talent like up in Vermont?
It's still getting off the ground. It's not many too great players, but we have a couple rising stars, and we're gonna get off the ground here soon.
So how did you get so good at it?
I guess just luck, maybe.
Where does your spirit and energy come from? Anthony and I were just talking. We had a chance to watch you during the showcase and grade you, and we just loved your spirit. Where does that come from?
Well, I see a lot of people, they act way too serious, like at these events. I know they're serious, but just having fun and playing the game is what I'm all about.
That's going to work well in teams.
Where did Roll King come from?
Oh, a lot of people up in Vermont. I was the first one to start rolling, so they all called me Roll King, and I guess it just kind of stuck.
Got you.
Hey, congratulations again, and can't wait to watch you play again this season.
Thank you so much.
All right, Colin Hodette going to the Missouri Mays. Good pick by Ethan Walker. Man, he was fun. Just smiles the whole time, having fun. Never took himself too seriously. He was a blast to watch.
That's kind of how I felt about Colby Shearer last season in the rookie showcase. That same kind of energy.
Yeah. Well, again, we talked about this earlier. You're a good person to ask about this with the mindset, but is he a chemistry guy because he's bringing fun and makes things lighter?
I believe he did play as an elite player with teams last season. I believe it went pretty well.
Called up late, yeah. All right, let's go back to the podium. The Virginia Cutters pick is in.
With the 20th overall pick, the Virginia Cutters select Ty T.T. Thompson.
All right, Ty Thompson is the latest Virginia Cutters player. All right, I'm not sure if you guys are able to pull up the teams yet to kind of see how teams are rounding out, but Wally, I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Justin Stranger obviously is the co-captain, Logan Chamberlain the captain of that team. Lexi Hugeback is already on that team. Sammy Soto, Jake. This is a pretty good team.
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty well through the draft so far. There's no secret. I wasn't a fan of the Cutters and what they did last year. Justin knows it. I made it vocal. Tom knows it. Everybody called me out on it, but I think they're doing a lot better job this year. It takes time. They did get a rough go about it because some of their keepers from the year before couldn't come back, and they basically kind of survived the season. This year, I think they're making some strides. So this young cowboy right here is a good start to it. What's up, Ty? How you doing, brother?
How are y'all?
Not too bad, man. You got a lot of energy going on. You having fun?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Excited to go to the Cutters. Tell us about your game. What can you bring to the Cutters that they don't have already?
Yes, sir. I mean, I play with a few people on there back home and stuff, and I'm just super happy to get the season started.
Are you going to be able to play without the cowboy hat?
I'm going to have to. We'll make it work, figure stuff out.
Hey, Ty, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you grew up and how you got into the game. Did you play any other sports?
Yes, sir. I played baseball growing up. I'm from about 45 minutes north of Dallas, and I got into it probably right around COVID, just kind of started playing backyard and progressed from there.
I always like to ask, especially when you've been playing for a while, when did you play, when were you playing and realized, hey, I might have a chance to be a pro?
Probably about a year or two ago, I really beat some good people and kind of realized, if I start practicing and stuff, I might have a chance,
Well, hey, congratulations on getting drafted, and good luck this season.
Thank y'all so much.
Ty Thompson going to the Virginia Cutters, 20th pick overall. Nice kid.
Yeah, he's got a lot of positive energy as well. I remember him from the showcase, too. Easy to talk to. He keeps the conversation flowing. I think he'll be a good personality add to the team, which is important as well.
Well, you had a chance to watch him play quite a bit?
Yeah, I remember it was last year, the advanced championships, I believe, and we actually saw him in teams. I know Chase is waiting for me to say it. Shout out to the Texas minor league team. He did a great job of coaching them. And he's actually lost everybody because all his team is in this draft. Ty's one of them. He was a superstar, so Texas has to rebuild, but him going to the Cutters, good start.
So many changes, Mish, with all these teams now. I mean, completely different looks.
Yeah, I think they are watching what was successful last season. Like I said, the Cali Slingers, you wouldn't have thought they would have won, and then they did. So you're kind of looking at what was the formula and how can I make that formula happen for my team.
Yeah, this has been really interesting to watch. So the Georgia Sliders now on the clock, 21st pick overall, and let's go back to the podium. Ryan Smith.
With the 21st pick in the second round, we select David Brown.
All right, David Brown going to the Georgia Sliders. So again, now the first 5 picks are in here in the second round. Ethan Farias, Tyler Stratton, Colin Hodette, Ty Thompson, and David Brown. All right, who knows David Brown's game best?
I'm surprised he made it this long. I don't know. What do you think, Wally?
David Brown shined this week, and
Yes.
I can't remember exactly the list of names he went through. I think he played Tony Smith early in the bracket, and I think he beat him early. Had a nice deep run. Everyone said his airmail was just cooking. I remember this kid reaching out a couple years ago. Hey, I want to take a stride. I want, if you're looking for somebody to sponsor, I want to put in the extra work and go the next step. He did it. So a lot of people talk it. He actually did it. So I got to say, congrats to him. I think he was here this weekend, so he's having a great showing. He might be up there winning something still.
Yeah, there's certain amateurs that you see frequently making it deep in brackets, and you're like, that guy is going to be good, and he's one of those guys. So big pickup for Ryan Smith and his squad.
Well, and this is a different strategy, too, because while we talked about the Michigan Marauders, the reason you're not seeing Michigan is because they've already got their roster stacked, right? I mean, they use trades and picks, and they've got their team. So I'm not even sure if they're back there anymore. Didn't have to be, not making any picks tonight. But then, Wally, you've got the Georgia Sliders. We were talking about this. I think the Sliders have, 9 picks here tonight?
Yeah, the Sliders traded away a lot to get these. The only people that were left on their team from last year, Ryan Smith, Cameron Belvin, Bobby Hunt, and Ryan Wiedenfeld. Everyone else is gone. Terry Mathis, Noah Wooten, Trey Hunt, they're all just gone. So they got a lot of roster spots to fill. So far with Logan Dupler, we talked about a steal in the second round. I had David Brown going in the first after the combine and everything this weekend, but that's a pretty good pick in the early stages of the second round.
Yeah, Misha, I was just going to go to you.
Right?
I mean, Dupler and Brown, good start for the 9 picks for Georgia.
Yeah, and obviously you talked about the Marauders. They clearly went a different strategy. They didn't go with the rookie strategy. So that's going to be interesting to watch as well.
Do you have any other comments on? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I think we got a good mix between experience and do you go with a new one. So you've got Jeremy Frazier still out there, a lot of experience. This guy's been around for a long time. Juwan Smith, who was excelled last season. And then you only have 2 players left in the top 10 of the rookie showcase. Number 2 is still out there, Lucas Householder. He was number 2. Right. He's still out there. Yep. And young Trin also was really impressive. And I got to see some of his matches today as well. Those are the only 2 top 10 guys left from the showcase.
Well, I would assume they're not going to last that much longer. Well, coming up next with picks number 22 and 23 overall will be the Arizona Burn. So a big chance for the Burn. Trying to look back, I think they had a first-round pick. They had a 7th pick and took Zack Allen. So a big opportunity here for the Arizona Burn.
Well, the Arizona Burn are one of these few teams. I believe there were 9 females that were kept last year from the rosters going into this one. They don't have one on their roster coming into it. So I think there's a few people out there that they could pick. Looking at their roster right now, though, they're constructed kind of all over the place. Bag familiarity, style of play. I want to see a little bit more unison coming out of them. But I want to talk about the Marauders real quick, the female aspect of it, because the Marauders, they're keeping one player in Sarah Cassidy, obviously a strong female player, but they also have the option to pick up an elite player in Kiara Patterson, so they don't necessarily have to draft a second woman because they can bring her up from the squad. So they got a huge advantage.
It's amazing what they're able to do before even getting to draft day and not even having any picks left. All right, again, big opportunity here for the Arizona Burn with the 22nd and 23rd picks overall. Let's go to the podium.
With the 22nd pick in the second round, the Arizona Burn select Candler Bag. And then with the 23rd pick right after, we also select Gina Ramirez.
Oh, there we go.
And there we go, right on cue. Candler Bag, who you were just talking about, now Gina Ramirez, 2 great pickups.
Yeah, that one makes sense. Obviously, to me, it's pretty obvious. Arizona Burn wanted to get Gina Ramirez on the squad. They were able to we talked about when do you strategically go. They went with Zack Allen first, knowing they could probably get Gina a little bit later. So with the back-to-back picks, they get Candler and then Gina on the squad.
And the Arizona Burn, again, having to little kind of rehaul their roster as well. But Chris Roybal, Landon Crabtree, Derek Holland, Jeff Reynolds, Corey Morrison, now Zack Allen, and Gina Ramirez. So the Arizona Burn looking to kind of restructure as well.
Yeah, poor Gina's sneaking off over there. She didn't even get her interview. Landon, do better, Landon.
Well,
Bring her over here
It
next
was the
time.
2 picks, I think. Got a little confusing. Candler is not here, so.
Oh, she got to get a hat. Okay, here she comes.
Okay, good.
But, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Same thing we talked about with California and Tony Forbes. I mean, Arizona and Gina makes sense. It'd be kind of weird if she didn't wear that Arizona Burn jersey.
Well, we've talked about team chemistry tonight, and I thought 2 years ago the Burn, I'm not sure there was a team that had more chemistry than them, right?
Yeah, they also had Athena, though. I feel like that was a big part of it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, here she is. Gina, welcome back.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, talk to us about the Arizona Burn. How much do you know about the team as of right now?
My nephew's one of the captains.
Yeah.
You guys know how he did last year, so I love to play at home. You guys know that.
Talk about your career a little bit because you and I have had a chance to talk a little bit. You really came on the scene last year in Arizona. What's this last year been like for you as a player?
So much fun. I feel like I'm growing still every game I play, every tournament I go to. I'm still so new to all this, so I'm just figuring it out along the way.
So new, but yet first female drafted. That's got to feel pretty good.
It does, yeah. It's been, these last couple years have been fun, but nowhere near where I want to be, so.
That's world champion Gina Ramirez, guys. Make sure you address her properly from now on. Let's give her the time she deserves. Congratulations, Gina. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Gina Ramirez. First female player taken here in the 2025 draft. And again, the Burn take Candler Bag and Gina Ramirez. So the Texas Bully Baggers will be due up next as we continue second round action here of the 2025 ACL Teams Draft. And just got word from Kat, yet another trade. So 15 trades so far. So this will be number 16. So 15 trades.
Trade Matthew Creekkiller and pick number 57 to the Chicagoland Spinners for pick 45 and 52.
I hope you're keeping track of all this, Anthony.
Nope.
So another trade. So now 16 trades. What we're up to about 13 different players and over 40 picks that have been traded. I don't think we've had this the last couple of years, have we?
No, I think each season we grow, right? They start to see, okay, if we trade, we get this thing, but if we don't, then we're left in this position that it didn't work for us. So I think they're just doing what they think is going to work best, and we'll have to find out if they make this adjustment next season to something totally different.
Yeah, now with the third year of this modern format of teams, I think you're right. I think there's some sort of formula that they seem to be following. All right, let's go back to the podium with the 24th pick overall, A.J. Sims and the Texas Bully Baggers.
With the 24th pick in the second round, the Texas Bully Baggers select Jeremiah Hector.
All right, good pickup for the Bully Baggers and Jeremiah Hector. Hey, Wally, real quick before we get to Jeremiah, have you noticed something? Have you noticed a formula or an equation to success for teams over the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, I think they're starting to have a little bit more fun with it right now. I mean, we looked at the formats in the past. It was doubles. We saw a lot of teams in the first year, they're like, all we got to do is win 4. They made sure they focused on those 4. I think this year we're kind of having the same thing. They're making sure they have 3. They lock down their 3, and then the rest of the team they fill out for either fun, environment, familiarity, something.
Hey, Jeremiah, we'll just go to you and ask you about what seems to be working for teams. I mean, any discussions at all behind the scenes on this?
Really don't know. I mean, I like the teams being fun, but I'm glad I got with Texas. I like that team. Good team, good hype team. Everybody roots for each other. I don't know.
What's the best part of your game that you're going to be able to bring to Texas?
I just want to win, really, and I mean, I'm trying to throw as many in the hole as I can.
Hey, I'll say this about Jeremiah. We talk a little bit on the side about strategy and technique, and the thing about this guy is he's always looking to get better. We're breaking down different things. What can I add to my game? What can I change to be better? What's the latest thing you've been working on to improve your game that you can bring to the Texas Bully
The
Baggers?
roll bag that ain't very good yet. It's getting there.
It's getting there. That's what's important.
Jeremiah, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, good luck this season. Jeremiah Hector, 24th pick overall to the Texas Bully Baggers. And that will put the Pennsylvania Ringers on the clock. Anthony, same question to you. Have you noticed anything? I mean, you're such an analytical mind. Any formulas or trends that you've seen over the last couple of years in this modern teams format that's been successful?
The only thing that's consistent is it's inconsistent. I mean, look at what the Kentucky Colonels are doing. Obviously, a big push for the youth this season. So it's changing. It's constantly changing. I can't make sense of it.
All right, the Pennsylvania Ringers with the 25th pick overall. Let's go down to the podium.
With the 25th pick in the ACL Draft, the Pennsylvania Ringers select Gio Mora.
Anthony, I've heard you talk about him quite a bit. Nice pickup here for the Ringers.
Yeah, he's a stud. Out of Cali, right? Yeah, that's out of your. Do you get to see him at all, or is he? I think he's a little bit south of you, right?
Yeah, so I've not played with him personally, but he is out of Cali and in our area, very well known.
Another young player who's going to bring all the shots. He has the ability to navigate traffic and score in traffic, so he's gonna be a good addition to this squad.
Yeah, he's got a lot of respect from the players too, and people in the chat. At Worlds during the qualifier, everybody in the chat, we need Gio, we need Gio, we need Gio. I said, fine, we'll hold up the bracket, we'll bring you Gio. What did he do? He beat his opponent in 4 or 5 rounds, ruined our entire production. So Gio's got some skill to back it up.
Real quick, any overall thoughts, Wally, on the Pennsylvania Ringers? Down year last year after winning the championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're excited. I know that Devin Harbaugh really, really wanted to go after Ryan Windsor in this trade. So picking him up in that trade is interesting. Getting rid of Creek Killer, I didn't really see that coming. I'm not sure what happens there. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get a Creek Killer type talent late in the rounds. But again, it's kind of too hard to keep track of everything because we're not sure where the numbers are going. The people, obviously, that they have on their team, they're very familiar with it.
All right, Gio Mora again going to the Pennsylvania Ringers. Gio, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
What's this weekend been like for you?
It wasn't what I was really hoping for. It's fun for sure, but wish I had a couple more better outings.
What are you looking forward to about playing for the Ringers and playing in teams?
I know it's going to be fun for sure. Know the guys on the team, and we're going to make a run for sure. We're going to win that championship.
Real quick, tell us about where you're from and how you got into the game.
Northern California. Got into the game about 3 years ago, and yeah.
Well, hey, we look forward to watching you play. Saw you play a little bit last couple days, so good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Gio Mora going to the Pennsylvania Ringers, 25th overall. All right, we are halfway through the second round. Again, we'll be on live here for the rest of this, then the third round, and then rounds 4, 5, and 6 you can follow online for the final picks. But still a lot to do. Gio again going to the Ringers. And the Virginia Cutters again are on the clock. They took Ty Thompson with the 20th pick overall. And we'll have a pick here at 26. And let's go back to Mr. Stranger.
With the 26th overall pick, the Virginia Cutters select Brady Foster.
All right, Mish, quite a bit of applause here for Brady Foster.
Hey, he did real good yesterday. I can see why. Strong player, and I think a good pickup. I like Brady here.
Yeah, we had a chance to follow him around a little bit yesterday, watch him play. Had a really, really solid day.
Yeah, Brady evolved. It looks like we're in the Brotherhood Cornhole Rush right now. All the Brotherhood players getting picked. But Brady Foster deep in the bracket took down Ryan Trader in round limited format. That's a huge name. So, I mean, if Brady Foster's got this round limited format thing down, he's the guy that I want on my team for teams.
So, again, Logan Chamberlain and Justin Stranger putting together a really strong team for the Virginia Cutters. And again, Brady Foster now the latest addition as the 26th pick overall. Hey, Brady, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we were just talking about following you around, watching you play. What was working for you this weekend?
Just being consistent, honestly. Like, when I had a chance to capitalize, I capitalized and try to minimize the mistakes I made.
I didn't know if you guys had any questions for Brady at all. I mean, you had a chance to watch him play quite a bit.
Yeah, what about last year? I mean, you had a run with Humans, right? What did you learn in your first year that you can carry over here into the sophomore year to be an improved player?
I learned so much, like just staying mentally focused, and he taught me just how to play the game right.
That's the guy to learn from. He's a cornhole mind for sure.
Yep.
So congratulations. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
Brady Foster, good pickup by the Virginia Cutters, 26th overall. Going here in the second round. Well, again,
This is about the point where I had that the senior and the women rush in this part of the draft. So we'll see if it actually happens. I mean, a lot of people, they forget about the seniors sometimes. I mean, Steve Schrader's still sitting out there. He had a great showing in teams last year for the Las Vegas High Rollers. He's a high PPR thrower with a great airmail, and we all know what he brings to the game. You know, start looking at some of these seniors and see what happens.
How you doing on your predictions, by the way?
I think I did actually pretty good. I would have been happy if I would have got 9 of the first rounders right. I think I actually got 12. So I'm not in the exact order because of all the trades that went down, but I'm actually happy with my performance. So I don't like to toot my own home very much, you know?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
All right, the Missouri Mays, their pick is in at number 27 overall. Let's get down to the podium.
With the 27th pick, the Missouri Mays select Dia Lee.
All right, a round of applause for Dia Lee going to the Missouri Mays, as now we're starting to see some of the top female players. And boy, Mish, Anthony, and Wally, obviously you got a chance to watch her as well. I mean, she came, in my opinion, I didn't get a chance to watch her off the broadcast court, but she came out of nowhere last year. What a great finish to the season.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say, right, the women's world champ. I'll be really curious to see how Dia handles a pro elite level block in that kind of speed control game. She kills it with the airmail. We know she's got that in her back pocket. I saw her practicing today, knocking down a bunch of those, and she can run bags clearly with the best of them. I think she threw an 11 plus in that world championship. So how can she handle the speed control game, I think is going to be the key.
All right, Dia, hello again. Going to the Missouri Mays. What a last, 3 or 4 months it's been for you. Tell us about your journey here over the last 3 or 4 months.
Honestly, just crazy. I'm surreal. So it's just, never knew that I can pretty much go to the finals. I was just really focused that day, and just, next thing I know, I'm playing the semis and then playing here on ESPN Plus. So yeah, crazy.
Well, you exploded on the scene so fast, we didn't really get a chance to talk to you much. So tell us a bit about where you're from and what you do and how you got into cornhole.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota. My husband and I, we got into cornhole about 3 years ago. We both played flag football for a long time, and when we both retired from playing, we just still wanted to be competitive, and so my sister's boyfriend invited us over to his house, and we played cornhole, and I was like, I've seen this before, I don't know how to play it. And so we played it one time, and the next thing you know, we just dove in head first and started playing local tournaments, played ACL, and I asked a bunch of questions, and it's honestly just dove right in. Yeah.
And now you're a world champion.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's just something that I never thought would happen, honestly.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations. It was fun to watch your run last year. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
All right, Dia Lee going to the Missouri Mays with the 27th pick overall. And they keep rolling in with number 28, the Ohio Aviators. And let's go back to the podium.
With the 28th pick, the Ohio Aviators select Hunter Yacklin.
All right, Anthony, this kind of goes a little bit to the theme you were talking about. Still some experienced players you thought that were out there with some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I mean, on the experience topic, I mean, what do you guys think about Dalton McClem still out there? This was a top 20 guy in the singles division. Obviously, he made a huge, turnaround from his previous season. He's been around forever. I want to say he was like even a junior champ if we went back like 6 years ago or something. Him along the side of still Jeremy Frazier out there. And what about Duncan Clemmer still out there if you want broadcast experience? We saw his run that season, that shot against Trey Birchfield. He's still out in the field, too.
You've also got Ty Lopez, Jacob Foreman. I mean, there's a lot of good names out there.
Ty Lopez, I didn't even see he's on there as well. Yeah, that's.
You want me to go through my top 10? Because you guys are naming them all off right there. Jeremy Frazier, Juwan Smith, Jacob Foreman, Hayden Gonzalez. I think he's a person that some of you guys back there in the back forgot about. He shined in teams. Rosie Streaker, Ty Lopez, Dalton McClem, Cameron D'Ambrosio, another person with broadcast experience, a youngster, Steve Schrader, and Miranda Coy. So we had Dia the first part of my rush. Will it continue?
Hey, real quick, as the Ohio Aviators are just watching them take their pick, did you get a chance to talk to any of them at all on that disappointing finish? They had such a great regular season.
Was that the Aviators?
Yeah.
No, I mean, down the stretch, they were feeling really, really confident.
Yeah.
In it. I mean, we know that how they constructed their team during the draft. It just never really translated onto the boards, and I don't really know why. On paper, they're one of the toughest teams. They're going through a complete revamp this season. I don't really know what to expect even out of the Aviators anymore, but on paper, I think they had one of the top teams.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think they had a pretty good regular season, right? I mean,
yeah, their record was unreal.
Yeah,
it just got to the playoffs and things didn't turn out.
Yeah, led the league in wins. And looking at, while I got a minute here, looking at their roster now here, Mish, I mean, there's some obviously huge names on here. Almanza, Birchfield, Bella Soprano, Gavin Cano, Carson Getty, and Philip Lopez as well.
Yeah, I kind of gave the analogy earlier. It's kind of like when you're dating and it's the person that's good on paper, and you don't know why it's not working. Like, where's the chemistry? I kind of feel like sometimes that can happen. You're like, this is good on paper. Why isn't it computing?
Yeah. All right, the Kentucky Colonels, yet another pick as they continue to revamp their roster here for 2025. And with another pick for the Colonels, the 29th overall, let's go back to Matt Guy.
Feels like about 15 minutes since I've been up here. That's crazy. So with pick 29 of the draft, the Colonels select Cameron D'Ambrosio.
All right, somebody give us some background on Cameron and this pick here by Kentucky.
All right, back-to-back USA Juniors performances. I actually got to commentate that one on ESPN. That was kind of fun, but the kid's showing it all, man. He's got all the skills, dual sport athlete. He's been around the game for quite a while, has a lot of respect for people. I can't believe that Matt Guy actually looks like he knows what he's doing.
He walked off too early.
I was going to say, yeah, I'd love to have Matt Guy pick up a mic and hear about this total restructure process. They had picks number 17 and 18. Hey, you ask and you shall receive. Matt Guy, everybody, the captain for the Kentucky Colonels. Hey, congratulations on the night. Some great young players. So how did the discussions go, to change the team entirely?
So you said the key word there, young, right? That's the key word. So I'm definitely not the mastermind behind this. I'm just the mouth. Pretty much my co-captain, Justin and Brett and Samantha. I've been letting them do the mastermind, and the Colonels are definitely getting young.
So they said, let's go youth movement.
Yeah. How would you like to walk up and see about 17 kids coming out to play you?
Oh, yeah. We were all talking about it. No one wants to see that.
It's frightening.
No. Hey, real quick while we've got you, just a few seconds left. What are your thoughts on the total change of format now with just 10 active players on the starters and the change of format with the singles and doubles?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going to be interesting and should add some more excitement to the game, which is what we all want and need. So it just, I mean, the Crew Cup thing is definitely going to be different for it this year. But again, we're going to have 4 kids coming at you on our Crew Cup team. So,
are you worried about a mutiny at all, where they kick you off the boat?
I'm actually going to have to dye my hair so I don't look so old. So, yeah.
Hey, are we done seeing you for tonight, or we got to see you again?
Oh no, you'll see me again.
Okay. All right. Hey, congratulations so far on that.
All right,
Talk to
thank
you
you.
later. All right, Matt Guy with the 29th pick in the second round here. Again, Cameron D'Ambrosio. All right, the Las Vegas High Rollers on the clock. And let's go back down to the podium and my guy, Tanner Halbert.
With the 30th pick, Las Vegas High Rollers select Dalton McClem.
All right. Right on cue, Anthony.
Stud. I think seeing him finish 20th, I think it was 20th in singles, we didn't see that coming. We knew he had the talent, so I was really happy to see him turn that over. We saw what he did in doubles, many, many years ago, winning that championship. So this guy's a stud. He's been around a long time, and we keep talking about you have to be able to perform on the ESPN stage to ultimately take down the team's championship, and I think that's a guy where he's only going to perform at his best under pressure.
We've got 2 picks left here in the second round, and then we will take a break and wrap things up with our third and final round of live coverage. Do you think Dalton's one of those names? Obviously, I don't think that the high rollers probably targeted him, but all of a sudden, they're like you. Do you think they're back there going through their list, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, McClem's still available?
Yeah, it might have been like what I did with Wally. Maybe I mentioned him, they're like, yo, Dalton McClem's on the list, and then they just went and grabbed him. Maybe it was that thing.
Well, again, Dalton McClem going to the high rollers, 30th pick overall. Final 2 picks will belong to the Carolina Coasters and then the California Slingers to round out this second round. So
Lucas
again,
Householder still out there, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 in the showcase. Number 2 in the showcase, still out there.
Well, last year was interesting. We saw Logan Hall move up the chain because of his showcase performance. If Lucas Householder had such a great showcase, I'm wondering if a lot of the captains weren't here to see it, or if they haven't done their much research, or if they just flat out already had their mind made up on who they're going with and what order they're doing. I mean, we talked about there's a few new wrinkles. So, I mean, he wasn't one of these people that traveled around that much. I saw him a few times on the circuit, but you still have to build that relationship with the captains to get drafted. The numbers aren't going to do it for themselves, so I don't know if he has that relationship with anybody or
Love
not.
it.
Real quick, Anthony, any other rookies sticking out that have not been selected yet?
There was one gentleman, Young. Let me help me with the
right.
last name, Young Trin. He really stood out in the airmail. Again, I watched him out here. He throws a dedicated tilt bag, so in my mind, when I see a dedicated tilt, Scheibner's going to love me for this one. I don't like it, just because it's going to cost you 1 or 2 points a game when you have that constant right to left. He has a little bit of that, but he showed out in the rookie showcase.
All right, next pick is in, 31st pick overall, as we are getting to our second to last pick of the second round. And with that, let's go back to the 2-time world champion, Jamie Graham.
So for the 31st pick in the second round, Carolina Coasters select Mike Hoffman.
Mike Hoffman going to the Carolina Coasters, 31st pick overall.
I don't like it.
First one.
I don't like it. I wouldn't have picked him right there. I think it's a waste. I'm just kidding. Mike Hoffman told me in the parking lot, if I get picked, make sure you say that about me. But Mike Hoffman showed us what he has a little bit last year. Valley Forge taking down Matt Guide. The poise and the composure that he kept in that match. I mean, he's not just a guy who's been around the game or a guy that can help us commentate when we need. I mean, he's actually a pretty good thrower out there, and he's a good person too. So
love his
that's something
style.
on the team.
I love his personality.
Hey, the I don't like him worked well for Zach Scheibner, did it not?
Hey, he showed out. He showed out.
Well, not only that, but what was the other one? Ethan Walker. Anthony, anything? No idea. Bringing that one back.
Yes.
All right, Mike Hoffman, I don't believe is here tonight.
No, he left, yeah.
Again, Hoffman, 31st overall. So just 1 pick left now. Will be the 32nd overall pick. Final pick here in the second round for the California Slingers. Actually, California here, Mish, your team, a little opportunity here with the snake draft of 32 and then 33.
I think they should pick a female.
Are they still without at this point?
Yeah, if the list is correct, I think they need one, yeah.
Well, we'll see if they will take one. Yeah, I'm trying to look down the list. Yeah, if this is updated, I've got obviously Tony and Corey, Nick Williams, Dean Norton, Kyle Malone, Tony Forbes, Damon Dennis. Yeah, nothing on there yet.
I think I'd be looking at a female right about now, or I guess in the round 3 they have the first pick, so maybe that one, but definitely I'd pick one up right about here.
And again, not to put you on the spot, do you have your female, your top
I mean,
power
Miranda Coy's
rankings
still
of the-
out there. Miranda Coy has to be
Miranda
the top
Coy.
female available,
Wow.
and Rosie Streaker's still out there, and she was on the Slingers a couple seasons ago, so they might go back to Rosie.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 females that they are familiar with. Rosie Streaker, obviously, from the Blue Bears a couple years ago. And then Michaela Calvi sitting right there as well. She was on the squad last year. So
Yeah.
you know how the Hawaiians relate to the California
Yeah.
team.
Oh, and they were terrific. I mean,
Yeah.
especially last minute, calling them to come all the way across the ocean and play and win.
Yeah, they did great. Strong players.
So they are mulling it over right now. Again, the Slingers will have the next 2 picks. We'll hear their 32nd overall pick and then the 33rd.
You know who the people are also overlooking is Mylin De La Cruz Gigante. I mean,
Yep.
She's a show-out player. She's high PPR. She's consistent. She's been on the broadcast, and she did well this weekend from what I saw. So I think don't count her out.
Well, this is the first time for those of you watching the live coverage on TV. There's Corey Gilbert trying to get his pick, and he's got 25 seconds left. This is the first time we've talked about the shot clock at all tonight. Down to 20 seconds, so Corey furiously trying to get his picks in.
Maybe they're listening to us.
I think this was kind of the first time that we saw somebody not really know what they were doing. You know, the clock was going all the way down, but that was just a hand in the pick. This time they were actually going to the wire, so it's got to be getting a little bit harder for these captains to pick who they want, especially whenever you get more voices and minds at the table around you.
Right.
You know, there's only 4 or 5 around. I'm doing this, guys. Just stay with me, all right? Whenever they're all around, now you got to listen to everybody.
Well, the pick is in, so when we saw him just moments ago go running over to the table, that was his 32nd pick of overall here in the draft, and probably trying to get pick number 33 in here as well. So again, final pick of the second round goes to the California Slingers. There's Corey.
With the second round pick, number 32, we're going to go with Brandon Martinez. He's also not in attendance, so we'll give him his hat and jersey.
Hey, Corey, just got that one in. Who's talking to me?
He's blaming Tony.
Well, Brandon Martinez was a huge part of them actually making it into the playoffs where they were able to take down that championship. You know, Brandon Martinez, exciting moment where he threw out of turn with the game on the line.
Whoopsie.
And then came back with 3 clutch air mails on Terry Mathis to seal the deal. Tony was sitting right there next to me, kind of nervous. Didn't think they had a chance to make the playoffs. Ultimately, they take it all the way down to the finals. And then, Corey, you got the epic picture of the trophy. I mean, that talk about that run you guys had down the stretch.
I couldn't even hear what he said. I have no idea what he said. Repeat, couldn't hear you.
I said, talk about that run you guys had down the stretch.
Oh, the run about down the stretch. Man,
Remember that time you won the world championship?
Yeah.
Remember that time?
It feels like
Remember that
2
one
months
time?
ago. It was crazy. You know, they doubted to California, and we had a great team chemistry. I mean, the run was incredible. How do you put 2 sweeps back-to-back together with a team we had, with players from Hawaii, I mean, all over the place. It was a great team effort. No matter who got the call, they showed up and showed out. It was fun.
Hey, on a strategy here with the draft, we saw you here live on our TV coverage, kind of scrambling to get that pick in with about, 20, 25 seconds left. Is it getting harder now for you guys to find out who you want to round out the roster?
Oh, no, we already had the pick. We were thinking about the next one because we got back-to-back. So we were trying to figure out the next pick.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because it's the first time we talked about, the clock kind of winding down a little bit. So, hey, guys, congratulations again on the championship. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right, California Slingers again taking Brandon Martinez with the final pick of the second round. And again, we will see them again quickly. After the break, they'll have the first pick of the third round as live coverage of the 2025 ACL Pro Teams Draft continues from Rock Hill, South Carolina, right after this.
Spankings at average birthday parties. Spankings at a Duluth Trading birthday party. Celebrate our big damn birthday and the season's biggest deals. Only at Duluth Trading.
Look at this. Now look at that. Gigantic deals are showing up everywhere you look. We're talking larger than life savings. Score up to 70% off thousands of items across outdoor furniture, rugs, jewelry, and so much more. When you shop at Overstock, you will find giant deals on everything you're looking for. Overstock, crazy good deals.
nuts. No. Was Planters nuts? It's not nuts. It's nuts. Because Planters nuts are good.
Planters nuts. Nuts.
We've got a tender navy bean nestled in a brown sugar sauce with a smoky hint of bacon.
We're gonna need like a zillion of those.
1 zillion it is.
Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick. Let the bass Let the bass kick.
Oh, nuts.
No. With Planters nuts, it's not nuts. It's nuts. Because Planters nuts are good.
Planters nuts. Nuts.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. You've got the force field, the moat, the saucy sheriff. No matter your cookout plate strategy,
Bush's baked beans make burgers taste better.
I love me a saucy sheriff.
Goes way up top and hits it! He knows it, goes up top and hits it! What a shot! Ticket to the championship and Graham hits it! What a shot! And we are back here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Thanks for tuning in to our 2025 ACL Pro Teams draft coverage. First 2 rounds are complete as we move into round number 3, our final round of live coverage with Wally Kassler and Anthony Ione and Michelle Thompson. I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks for joining us tonight with our live coverage. Always exciting. A lot of storylines starting to develop. Again, the California Slingers had the last pick of the 2nd round, and now we'll have the first pick of the 3rd round. Real quick before we get to that, Wally, you're starting to see some things moving and shaking tonight. I know I had some thoughts about what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I kind of talked about it before, how we had some different strategies out of the captains. We had captains relying on the draft because they wanted to get a whole squad, and we had other captains who were like, if we get a good enough squad to win 3 out of the 5, we're good. So we're going to see the Florida Freeze with their first pick here in the 3rd round. They had some great keepers. Go through that in a second. The Woodchucks also without a pick yet. Yeah. You know, they got some strong people up top, but what happens if they can't make it? You know, you're sacrificing a win. You're waiting for these later round picks. You got Ellis Humans, Ryan Shibner, Thorson, Trzynski, and Ryan Hart. That's a strong squad.
Whew,
but if they can't make it, same thing with the Freeze. You got Sorrells, Bubenheim, Kingsbury, Rawls, Rosier, and Hamilton. But other than that, they haven't picked anyone up yet. And I have to say, I like what these teams are doing in the draft. Who's drafting is doing great.
I was going to say, as good as the start of that roster is, we do talk about depth, right? I mean, it's important. So, like you're saying, Wally, I mean, this is going to be critical picks for them. All right, first pick in the 3rd round. Let's go back to the Slingers.
With the first pick in the 3rd round, number 33, California selects Zack Atkins. Team Lucky. Hey.
All right, so the pick in for the California Slingers. We were also talking during the break. Anthony, you mentioned it. This is, we've had, 32 players that have been taken. You already have 6 that have been kept. So this is the point where it maybe gets a little bit tougher for the captains and maybe some names that we haven't heard a lot on maybe national broadcasts.
Yeah, it is tougher, but it's important. I mean, you were talking about depth. You're fielding those 10 players, so it's going to be important. Now, I think Crew Cup strategically is where you're going to hide some of the players that maybe aren't as skilled, but you still want to get a W out of that 5th game. So it's going to be important for these late picks.
Well, and again, that's the format that they switched. What was 2 years ago, we had best-of-7 series, right? And then last year they switched the format to where every game counted. And I remember, broadcasting some of those teams where there was, maybe towards the end, just kind of throwaway games. I think, Wally, there were 3 teams, correct me if I'm wrong, that missed the playoffs by 1 game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't count your chickens before they hatch, man. You got to get the wins. You got to put in the work. You got to think the long haul right now. And I'm kind of curious. They're just kind of sitting there. We got all these trades at the end of the draft. Are they that confident in their waiver wire that they could pick up through the elite players, or do they actually have a plan? I don't know.
Misha, I remember us talking about that during the broadcast? We're we'd take the headset off and we'd be like, wow, that game might cost them at the end of the year.
Yeah,
and sure enough, it bit a few teams.
I mean, we saw the teams that won and how well that strategy worked for them. So absolutely, every game matters. And I said it before, still no female, though. Still no female for the Cali Slingers. So it's going to be interesting going into this round. I don't believe they have any picks left in this round, right? So that was it for them.
For California, they've got the last pick.
Okay, so maybe we're going to see it there.
Yep, last pick in the 3rd round, so we'll see them one more time. And then they'll have the last pick in the 4th round as well. So, all right, so we will continue to move on here. The Carolina Coasters will have the 2nd pick in the 3rd round. Their pick is in, so we'll hear from Jamie again here momentarily as they continue to fill out their roster. After we see this pick, let's check on Carolina. This is probably the time, I think, Wally, you were talking about this during the commercial break, probably a good time to start checking on the teams as a whole, see how they're developing. All right, let's get another pick from the Carolina Coasters from Jamie.
For the 2nd pick in the 3rd round, Carolina Coasters select Steve Schroeder.
All right, somebody just mentioned, was it you, Anthony, mentioned Steve, just middle of the last round or something like that, about some experienced players still being left out there?
I didn't mention him, but he's definitely falls into that category. And you know what the Coasters are going to be looking for from this guy is to never miss an open hole and hit all of his airmails, and that's what he can do. Number 7 in the entire draft pool in PPR, and we know he's got a strong airmail. So they're going to be looking for him to bring that to the team.
Not only that, but guess what? I think he'll be at all the events.
Yes, that's true. Well-traveled, yes.
Good point, Mish. Important, turns out, right, for everyone to show up.
A little bit.
Also important for the weather to cooperate as well. We had a lot of weather issues last year. All right, we get a chance to talk to the captain, Jamie Graham. All right, Jamie, congratulations on the night so far. I like what you guys are doing with the team. Is this getting a little bit tougher for you guys now? It looks like you still have quite a few roster spots to fill out.
Yeah, the later you get in the rounds, but so far, man, I love my team. I like the trades that I made early on. It sucks to lose some of the players, but so far I like my team, and we'll see how far we go.
Any change in strategy this year with the change in format?
I ain't really thought about it much, but me and Eric's probably gonna play singles, and then we're picking out 4 of our really good players for the doubles. So I'm just going to keep it that way.
What was the main strategy behind the players that you kind of let go and then who you picked up? I mean, to us, it looked like it was kind of regional based, but what was your thought process in that?
I definitely wanted to keep it regional based because, I picked up Matt Wilson, Pat, Colby, but no hard feelings to the players I let go. It's just me and Eric decided on letting them go and picking up the players we picked up.
All right, great talking to you as always. We'll see you again later.
Thank you.
All right, Jamie Graham, Carolina Coasters.
Okay, I got a list here for you, Jeff, of the teams without female players still. I went through it, and this is according to what we can see. So, again, there's a couple people that are missed out here. But I think the High Rollers, the Bully Baggers, the Woodchucks, the Slingers, and the Mays, all players without a female presence on their squad. We talked about the players that could go to the Slingers. What about the Bully Baggers? One player that they let go in the offseason, Deb Odom, was kind of shocking. She was a huge part of that team last year. And Rosie Streak was also in that squad with her. They performed very well.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. All right, we'll keep our eye on that as we go along. 3rd round, 35th pick overall goes to the High Rollers, and we go back to the podium with Tanner.
With the 35th pick, the Las Vegas High Rollers select Jalen Jones.
All right, returning teams player. Had a chance to see Jalen play quite a bit. So Jalen going 35th overall to the Las Vegas High Rollers. Yeah, some big name. Miranda Coy, right, is still out there. We mentioned her name. Obviously a strong player.
Brought up Deb Odom, and she performed really well. Obviously a high PPR thrower, but she brings the hype. She brings the vibe, and I think that's obviously an important concept of these teams. So really shocked to see that happen with the bully baggers, unless they think it's going to be they'll be able to pick her back up. Maybe that's the thought process.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, yeah. Great vibe, great energy, and great player. Obviously, I always like watching Deb play.
She has a high PPR, right? And I know in that first round, it's based on isn't it a combination of everyone's PPRs? Maybe that had something to do with it.
It was a ranking, yeah. So I mean, keeping her last year helped out with her draft position. This year, not keeping her on the squad, I think that the same thing could have helped. Getting an earlier pick, but they were one of the few teams that didn't trade away early. It worked out. They got Quinn Reeves, was who I thought they were going to get, but I think now is the rounds where you kind of want to start looking at that. Again, you have to have 2. I'm not exactly sure how many of the females in the elite division down in Texas or around those surrounding states can help out, but you don't want to be caught with your hand in your pocket with nothing in it.
Well, welcome to the show, the Florida Freeze here in the third round, the 36th pick overall. And we are excited to hear for the first time tonight from Alex Rawls.
What's up? With the 36th pick in the third round, the Florida Freeze select Jeremy Frazier. He is not here, but...
That's how you announce a pick right there.
Who trained him?
Didn't need no mic.
Impressive. Good job, Alex. That was impressive. All right, well, Wally, you were talking about it. If you're
Jeremy was number 1 on my board. I had him going in the first round. So technically, this is your first pick. Don't know how you got him here, but congratulations on getting Jeremy Frazier. I mean, he was one of those guys you're probably looking at that was tough to let go. But go ahead and talk about picking up Jeremy here.
Man, we had him on the team last year. He's playing with Blaine Rozier this season, and I think it's an exciting pick. I think he's going to fit well with us. We definitely know him. He knows us. It's going to be good for chemistry, and not only that, but also skill.
Did you think he'd be available in the third round?
No, but he was, and here we are.
Got him.
You mentioned chemistry. We've been talking about on the desk. So real quick, what are your thoughts on the chemistry, and how much has that mattered?
Chemistry matters a lot, man. 7 out of my 8 players right now are from Florida. So I think that goes well with the Florida Freeze, and I'm really looking forward to this season, and I think we're going to do very well.
All right, good to see you up at the podium. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Alex Rawls and the Florida Freeze again taking Jeremy Frazier. I guess that's another.
Made sense.
Yeah, and you get to this level, all the players are so good. So these little things matter about getting players that are local or getting players that play the same bags.
Yeah, he mentioned the partnership with Blaine, but if we go to last year, he was partnered up with Cheyenne, who's also on the squad, and they finished 21 in the pro division, so they had a super successful season. That pick makes total sense, and they're lucky to grab him this deep into the draft.
I'm curious who they thought they were going to get in round 3 and then had to go, wait a second,
Whoa.
Jeremy Frazier's there.
Yeah, good point.
It was me.
It was Wally.
We know.
The Ohio Aviators pick is in 37th overall, Noah Almanza.
With pick number 37, Ohio Aviators are selecting Chase Lester.
Chase Lester, now member of the Ohio Aviators. It looks like Chase is actually here, so he's going to come down and get his hat and his jersey. Maybe at some point, too, we'll get a chance to catch up with Noah, because, again, I would love to get that question answered about the end of their season last year. Such a great team during the regular season, led the league in wins, and it just did not translate for some reason into the playoffs. So, again, Chase Lester going to the Ohio Aviators. Chase, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, what are your thoughts on teams?
I've played with a couple players on that team. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready for the new format.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the format? What are you looking forward to?
I like doubles, but I'm really looking forward to the tandem doubles type stuff, the crew cup. I think it'll just be fun.
So, man, we had this sweet showcase set up, and we were really pumped about you coming out. I don't think we saw you, did we?
No, sir.
What would we have seen? Where would you think you would have excelled in that?
Probably the deck around stuff or playing the block. I just like playing a dirty style game, so I think that's where I would have excelled.
Got you.
Hey, Chase, congratulations. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
All right, Chase Lester again going to the Ohio Aviators, 37th overall. I see what you did there.
We only had three guys not make it.
We didn't see you.
I didn't see you. But hey, he's telling us he can run bags, but he also has the ability to control speed with a block. That's a dangerous recipe if you can do both of those. Another guy that qualified through the gauntlet, so you have to respect those few that made it through there. So I'm not familiar with his game, but clearly there's something there.
All right, next pick is in for the Missouri Mays. Let's go back to Ethan Walker.
With the 38th pick, the Mays select Chase Frieden.
Mish, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, I think
You like this one?
I think it's a great pickup, but it's a bummer that some of these people aren't here. We can't talk to them, but I like this pick for the Mays.
Chase Frieden, 38th overall. All right, so now we're getting almost midway through the third round, and I don't want to keep spinning this record, but I guess I am anyway. What were the teams that were still missing a female player?
Give me one second, I'll get back to it. Chase Frieden, real quick on him, strong young player, another one of these juniors that we've seen on TV quite a few times, and I expect him to be a great addition. I do kind of think they could have got him a little bit later, so let's see if that comes back to bite them. The Mays were one of these teams without a female player. I got the Mays, the Slingers, the Woodchucks, the Bully Baggers, and the High Rollers. We still haven't even heard from the Woodchucks. Jeremiah back there sleeping.
Okay, we got the Bully Baggers and the High Rollers coming up here. They'll have picks 41 and 42. And we're on 39 right now, so they're going to be right around the corner. Again, Chase Frieden going to the Missouri Mays. The Chicagoland Spinners are on the clock, and it looks like their pick is in, so we will hear from them shortly. I feel like we haven't had a chance to talk too much about Chicago yet tonight. Let's take a look at their squad. Obviously, Mark Richards, Nico Morales, their captains. You got Frank Verona, Zach Engelken really had some good performances last year. David Morris. They got Bear Paw right away. Juwan Smith and Matthew Creek-Killers. So a pretty good roster being developed right now by Mark Richards. And speaking of Mark, he's got the next pick. Let's go down to the podium.
With the 39th pick in the third round, the Chicagoland Spinners select Juwan Smith.
All right, so again, Juwan Smith, part of this roster. Wally, again, we're at that point where we're kind of seeing some of these rosters round out. I believe Matthew Crate-Killer, right, part of a trade to come to Chicago. So any overall thoughts on what the Spinners are doing so far?
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to what the Spinners do, because if I do decide to become an elite player, I want to make sure that I impress Mark, make sure I'm looking my direction. But before we get to that point, man, I like what you're doing here. Nico, obviously, off to a strong start this season. Sebastian Schaefer-Ford, we knew he was one of these young up-and-coming talents. He qualified to be a pro. Talk about moving up in the draft to get Gary Bearpaw. I mean, that's a strong pickup. I think he's this year's Jeremiah Ellis. Talk about wanting to move up to get him.
Yeah, I love what you said about this year's Jeremiah Ellis. I definitely think he could be that potential. Going into this year, obviously a lot different than last year with all doubles. Sebastian's going to be our single guy, hopefully, and we're really looking for Gary Bearpaw to be that same role, single slinger, up the middle, nasty airmail. So we didn't know if he would have him at pick 5, so we wanted to guarantee it at pick 2.
Nice.
Hey, Mark, you're one of those guys that you're here for that rookie showcase scouting. Did that play into who you're picking up today, watching that? Scouting at the rookie showcase, is that going into who you're picking for this?
Yeah, I think it is. Definitely late in the draft. I think as us captains, we all kind of know who's going to go early on, but I think rookie showcase was a great tool to have later on in the draft, looking at some steals at the end of it.
All right, Mark, thanks for your time, bud. We'll talk to you later. Mark Richards and the Chicagoland Spinners again picking up Juwan Smith. And actually, as he's walking away, I believe Chicago is one of the teams you were just talking about, still no female player and still some big names out there on the female side. So he will have to pick up one of those players later on as well. All right, pick number 40 overall is going to go to the Georgia Sliders. We talked about the Sliders earlier with 9 picks, one of the teams with the most picks so far coming up. So they'll have a big pick coming up here. 40th overall is, again, we're at the midway point of the third round. And with the next pick for the Georgia Sliders, let's go back to the podium.
The 40th pick, we select Trevor Kufis.
Trevor Kufis now the latest Georgia Slider. All right, everybody got their teams, rosters up, so far updated. Let's talk about the Georgia Sliders a little bit and what Ryan Smith has done. Again, co-captain Cameron Belvin, so obviously top female player. They had that taken care of right away as they were walking in tonight. Any thoughts overall from the desk on the Georgia Sliders?
I mean, I'm just going to talk about this pick because what I like about this pick is Kufis is one of those players that is improving in a field that's getting more and more difficult. This guy moved up 25 spots from year over year, so he's improving his game when the game's getting harder. So I really like this pickup.
Trevor, hey, congratulations on getting drafted. What are your thoughts on the new format this year? What have you guys been saying behind the scenes about it?
I'm really excited for the new format this year. I think it gives a much more overall round look at what everybody can do in the division. I'm super excited to see, I call it walking doubles, but I'm super excited to see tandem doubles.
Oh, yeah, the tandem. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I think it's like the true doubles format because you make doubles players play from both sides of the board, where people might be better on just one side. But love to see you on both sides of the board. So,
real quick, what are your expectations out of you personally on the pro side this year?
I'm really excited to bump up my rank. I've dropped about 30 spots this last year, so I'm looking to get back up there. Excited as ever to be competing in this wonderful pro division.
Well, congratulations again on getting drafted. We'll see you again playing down the road this year.
All right, thank you. Thank you to Georgia for the opportunity.
Going to the Georgia Sliders with the 40th pick overall. And the Texas Bully Baggers are now on the clock.
It's funny, as we watch the players come over here and do their interviews, I'm thinking, okay, who can talk on these broadcasts? And that is one of them.
Yeah, Trevor's great. All right, 41st pick overall, Texas Bully Baggers. A.J. Sims back at the podium.
With the 41st pick in the third round, Texas Bully Baggers select Deborah Odom.
Just talking about Deb, about a round ago, so we can talk strategies, why they had to let her go. There was a lot of that behind the scenes, but no surprise, get her back.
I think they knew all along they were getting her back. It's just a matter of when. I mean, Deb Odom, I think she actually flew out here with AJ, so she's probably talking his ear the entire time here. But again, another one of these players that absolutely belongs on this team. It wouldn't make sense to see her anywhere else.
Deb had to be saying to AJ, hey,
AJ's not asleep.
Yeah.
Deb's like, hey.
Always great to see her. We love talking to her.
She's the heart of the team for sure. So definitely in the right place for Deb.
All right, I think we've said enough things about Deb. Now it's time to hear from Deb herself. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
Hi.
How are y'all?
Good. Hey, great to see you back with Texas. I think everyone sitting here and watching at home knew it was going to happen. We were just wondering when. Were you nervous at all about this?
A little bit. You're always nervous. I mean, you don't know for sure. But I want it back with the Texas Bully Baggers. They're my team. They're Texas guys. I feel like the mother of the team.
What do you think about this year's team?
Huh?
What do you think about this year's team?
Oh my gosh, I think it's amazing. We have some really good players, some new players. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. And Austin did really great last year, and now him and Quinn are together on this team. So I'm excited about that. Excited to watch them.
Yeah.
Deb, with all these new formats, is there one that sticks out to you that you might like? Tandem doubles, singles, crew cup?
I kind of like the crew cup, but I think I've never played tandem doubles, so I think that's going to be exciting this year. I think that'll be a new aspect, and I like the fact that you have to have 2 women on the team, and so I think that's a good thing to showcase how good and talented the women are.
For sure.
Because the women this year are going to kill it. Just saying.
Just saying.
You heard it here first inside the Sports and Events Center. Hey, we love watching you play. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Deb Odom, no surprise, going to the Texas Bully Baggers. A.J. Sims picking her up here with the 41st pick overall, but midway through the third round. And right away, our next pick is in, 42nd pick to the High Rollers. And welcome back to the podium again, Tanner Halbert.
All right, with the 42nd pick, Las Vegas High Rollers select Justin Duke.
Justin Duke making his way down, seems to be a popular pick. As we take a look at Tanner's squad. Wally, I don't know if you still have your overall rosters up here for the High Rollers with Tanner and Hunter Thorne, co-captain. Seeing anything that you're liking here with the High Rollers?
Yeah, the High Rollers are actually doing the opposite of what the Colonels are doing. They're going with some experience on this squad. Justin Duke I think he was a rookie last year, if I'm not mistaken, but I mean, he's been around the game for a long time. So picking up some experience right here in this round. I know he was a little nervous about even getting picked after I didn't put him in my first round. He lives his life through my draft board. So congratulations, Justin. I think you're going to a strong squad here, man. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think so. I appreciate Tanner taking a chance on me this year. I dropped a little bit farther than I thought, but, it's the draft, so you don't ever know.
Tell us where you're from. Tell us about your game a little bit and how long you've been playing.
I've been playing for 4.5 years, I think, and then I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, so, yeah.
Well, hey, we look forward to watching you guys play. Congratulations on getting drafted here by the High Rollers.
All right, thank you.
Congrats, buddy.
Justin Duke, third-round pick by the Vegas High Rollers. And now the Arizona Burn will be on the clock, so we'll hear from the Burn again. They've been active. Did not, if I remember right, did not have a first round. Yeah, they did. Midway through the first-round pick, they had back-to-back picks in the second round and came up with Candler, Bagg, and Gina Ramirez. So last time we were hearing from Arizona, they were had a couple of strong picks.
I have a prediction.
No?
Not a hot take. Ty Lopez. No?
It's got to happen.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
that's
the
glaring.
difference is, I mean, Ty Lopez, he had that strong connection with, he was basically running the team for a while.
Yes.
The Arizona Burn, this is the first time where they actually don't have somebody from Arizona run the team. Chris Roybal kind of surpassed him, so I guess that one does take place there. But it's just weird that it's not Ty Lopez or, Doug Zaft. But, let's see who they go with here. I got a couple people in mind as well. We'll see.
It's
All
Ty.
right.
It's Ty.
Back to the podium.
In the third round, with pick 43, the Arizona Burns select Hayden Gonzalez.
Oh, not Ty Lopez.
Not Ty Lopez.
That was number 2 on my list. So Hayden Gonzalez, I talked about out of the Pacific Northwest. He'll be possibly paired up with Candler Bagg in the same area. So if you want to talk about getting Candler there you go. That could help out.
Well, and this could be one of those things, just looking ahead here, that the Arizona Burn, again, once we wrap up round 3, that's going to wrap up our live coverage, so you have to follow rounds 4, 5, and 6. They should have those listed up online. But the Arizona Burn coming up right away in the 4th round are going to have the 54th and 55th picks. So that will be the 6th and 7th pick in the 4th round. Maybe that's when they take Ty Lopez, hoping that he's not going to get picked up by somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, you're risking sitting on it. But, hey, they're going to see something here in Hayden Gonzalez, and he's another young stud as well. Kills it in the DPR. He's one of the highest in the draft pool of all of those players. So he's a stud as well.
All right, I hate to keep jumping around. Hopefully we're not confusing everybody. But back to the Georgia Sliders. Wally, this is big. They've got the 40th pick. They took Trevor Kufis, good pick. They've got the 44th and then the 47th. So we've been talking all night about the Sliders. Not a lot of early action, but 9 picks overall. And here they're busy again here late in this round.
Yeah, they had to fill a roster, and they had to fill it with some great people. Right now they're doing that. Logan Dupler, David Brown. This next pick, I actually got a peek, and I apologize for looking in advance if I'm not shocked, but this is going to make a lot of captains back there upset.
Interesting. So let's see right away what this pick is going to be. 44th overall, Georgia Sliders, and back to the podium.
With the 44th pick, Georgia Sliders select Riley Schaaf.
And yeah, right away you can hear the reaction.
I told the captains not to wait. They didn't listen. So how about that? 2 strong females there on the Sliders. You want to talk about having to play 2? They got a lot of versatility they can do now with these ladies.
So Riley Schaaf here in the 3rd round going to the Georgia Sliders. Riley, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we had a chance to see you a little bit last year on the national broadcast. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and how you got into cornhole.
I'm from Waterboro, Maine. I started playing in the backyard during COVID 2019. Ever since then, I've just been throwing bags with family and friends.
Turns out she's pretty good.
She's very good. She's very good. Riley, I think you bring a style of game to the women's division that we need really, really bad. Do you see that, and how do you think that might help you get wins with that little different style, that dirty style game?
I just think just focusing and just playing my mental game. I normally play calm. I think just staying calm and just keeping my composure is going to take me a long way through the women's division.
Good stuff.
All right, Riley, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck this season. Riley Schaaf, member of the Georgia Sliders, getting picked up here in the 3rd round. What do you think, Wally? You think there's really some people back there saying, oh, man, we really wanted to get her?
Oh, yeah, I know for a fact there were at least 3 captains that came up to me and said, I think we can get her in like the 4th round. I said, don't be so sure, man. I'm pretty sure she's going to need either the 2nd or the 3rd. I had her as probably one of the top 5 females on the board. You know, she doesn't have the pro resume, but she's been on the broadcast before against some of the pros, beating them. So just because she's not a pro doesn't mean she can't beat pro caliber talent.
Right. The 2023 World Champions are on the clock with the 45th pick. Overall, the Pennsylvania Ringers. Let's go back to the podium.
With the 45th pick in the ACL Draft, the Pennsylvania Ringers select Brandon Earls.
So Brandon Earls, now one of the last picks taken here in the 3rd round. And let's see if we can take a look at the Pennsylvania Ringers.
Yeah, Brandon Earls show out in the college championship, did a great job in the qualifier to get here. I think that's a good pick.
So if I remember this right, their last pick was Gio, wasn't it?
Yep.
So you like those last 2 picks?
Oh, yeah, they're going for that young talent.
Yeah, Brandon Earls was one of my top 10. I had him at number 2 of players available. Another player that I thought they could have gone with, Jacob Foreman. He's still sitting there at number 1. My top 10 now looks like this: Jacob Foreman, Kobe Costanza, Rosie Streaker, Ty Lopez, Tyler Cobb, Ben Brown, Trevor Brooks, Miranda Coy, Duncan Clemmer, and Austin Kipple, who I have left in top 10.
Mish, any surprises that are still out there that you're surprised you haven't seen picked yet?
I mean, I mentioned it earlier, Lucas Householder was a show out at the rookie showcase, but I don't know if just because, like we talked about earlier, he's not well traveled, if that's playing into it, but whoever gets him, I think that's going to be a huge pickup.
Anthony, you mentioned his name quite a bit tonight.
I mean, obviously I don't know him very well. I don't know why he hasn't been picked up. Maybe the captains know something we don't, you know? I mean, maybe locker room presence is important. Does he bring that? I don't know. I don't know the guy, so I'm surprised that he hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, we are near the bottom of the 3rd round. Only 3 picks left. We have the Colorado Timber, who had the first pick overall tonight. If you tuned in late, the number 1 pick in this year's draft was Jay Rubin. Again, not a surprise. I think we all thought that was going to be the number 1 pick overall. And so now we'll see the Timber here with the 3rd to last pick in the 3rd round. After the Timber, the Georgia Sliders will be back up again. And then the California Slingers to round out our coverage and round out the 3rd round. You want to switch? You can come up here.
What pick is this?
That'd be fun to do, actually. All right, with the pick for the Colorado Timber, 40th overall, my man, Adam Hissner.
Tony Mayball.
Just get right to it.
It needs a lesson from Alex Rawls.
So Tony Mayball off the list and on to the Colorado Timber team, 46th overall. All right, give us your thoughts overall on the draft and so far the team that you put together.
I mean, we're going to win.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, that's all you need to know, right?
Is it difficult now? I mean, you still got a ways to go here with what, 3 rounds left?
Yeah, I mean, we have a pick coming up soon, so we're trying to pair that up, and then the other ones we might try to trade up, maybe get a little bit earlier picks.
Love getting all of the captain's thoughts on the format. Just a 5-game series, only 10 starters now. Obviously, changing the format with singles and doubles. What's been the talk on the team?
We already got that kind of worked out, like who's playing singles, doubles. We've got that figured out right now, so we're just kind of working at the end for crew cup and tandem doubles.
So you're going to tell us?
No.
All right. Hey, always good to talk to you. We'll see you again down the road.
Thanks.
All right, Adam Hissner.
That's world champion Adam Hissner right there. You better put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
So Tony Mayball going to the Colorado Timber. Just 2 rounds left here in our live coverage. Again, we will sign off after these last 2 picks, and then rounds 4, 5, and 6, you'll be able to follow those. Should be able to go to the ACL website to follow those picks for the remaining 3 rounds. All right, and they're coming quick. Georgia Sliders with the 2nd to last pick in the 3rd round, and we'll go back to Ryan Smith at the podium.
With the 47th pick, the Georgia Sliders select Carter Bennett.
All right, some Carter Bennett fans here inside the Sports and Events Center. As Carter Bennett goes to the Georgia Sliders. Sliders have been busy here, Mish. Trevor Kufis just talked to you about this. Riley Schaff, and now Carter Bennett.
You know, I'm wondering, too, is that strategy of grabbing those two strong women, are we going to see that be the deciding factor at some point in this season?
Yeah, could be. We can maybe talk to one of the captains about it before we sign off as well. So Carter Bennett going to the Georgia Sliders. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You looking forward to teams play? Is everyone excited, fired up about this?
Yeah, I love teams play. I like anything round limited, so it's fun.
How well do you know Ryan Smith or anyone on this team?
I know Terry Mathis. He got kept on there. He's from my area, so. And then I've talked to Ryan a few times, but honestly wasn't expecting it.
Hey, Carter, you're one of those players that also made an improvement in your game since 23 to 2024 season. What were you doing that improved on your side of the game?
Well, in 2023, I was just a PDC player, so I don't know if you're just looking at the standings, but that's probably why I was that low. But at the end of 2020, this last season, I feel like I have really kind of stepped it up heading into this next season, so I'm excited.
Carter, great to hear from you. Congratulations. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Carter Bennett, along with Trevor Kufis and Riley Schaff, all three taken here in the third round.
He said something that nobody else said. He said, as long as it's round limited, I like it. That's a great asset.
Yeah, round limited to 12.
You got a lot of people that hate it. The fact that he loves it, that moves him up my draft board easily. Yeah. Is it just me or does it feel like we're going fast?
Yeah, this is a rapid fire here in the third round. And to wrap up our coverage, the final pick of the third round, 48th overall, and the Slingers back at the podium.
All right, with the 48th pick, we are taking Devin King.
All right, Devin King will wrap up the third round as he goes to the California Slingers. California's been active tonight. Working behind the scenes. Saw Tony and Corey earlier. All right, Devin, our last interview of the night. Congratulations. How excited are you going to the Slingers? That looks good on you.
I'm extremely excited. Stoked. I did not expect to get picked this early, that's for sure.
Where are you from?
I'm from Griffin, Georgia.
How long have you been playing the sport?
Probably 8 years.
Okay, wow. Been playing for a while. You know anybody with the Slingers? Any team chemistry there?
Zach Akins. We're from around the same area.
Yeah, so Zach, and then you're teaming up with J-Mo this year, right?
Sir?
Aren't you teaming up with J-Mo this year?
Zach's playing with J-Mo.
Zach's playing with J-Mo. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, so you basically had some good runs down in Winter Haven, Florida. You had some good runs down out there in the opens when I was commentating, and you had longer hair back then, so I recognized you got the haircut, but you still got the same game. You know, has anything changed since then? Are you practicing every single day, or what do you got in the tank?
Honestly, I've kind of started backing down from throwing as much. I think I got to throwing too much, creating some bad habits in practice a little bit when I'm, going hours and hours. So I back down on the amount of time I'm throwing daily.
I like that. I think you might have piqued Misha's interest now. You guys are probably going to have a lot of conversations about that mentality and the thought processes behind practice.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Devin, congratulations getting picked up by the Slingers.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck this season. Devin King, picked by California, and that is our final round of the final pick of the third round, our final pick of our live coverage here. So as we wrap things up, again, 4 rounds, 4, 5, and 6, make sure you go to the ACL website to be able to check out and follow the picks there. Wally, we'll start with you. Overall thoughts here tonight so far on the first 3 rounds?
Yeah, a lot of the teams that were movers as far as picking up a lot of trades in early rounds, I think it's worked out well for them. As far as having an overall 10 players ready to go, I mean, obviously the Michigan Marauders did some phenomenal trading. I don't understand how Jordan Power was able to trade away so many people and still keep a first-round pick through it all until we got to the very end, whenever he basically filled up his entire roster before we even started the draft. So, I mean, very, very impressive Jordan Power, but we got some other teams that have yet to make a pick. It's kind of interesting. I actually want to get it started right now just to see which strategy works out.
Anthony, any, off the top of your head, any winners, losers, surprising picks tonight?
Yeah, just kind of going back to the opener, the whole idea behind the regionality, it'd be really interesting to see how it plays out with the Colonels, not only going away from a regionally based team, but also going to a younger team, which was what both of those very different than the way they came out of the gate in the first season of the draft. And then we saw the Coasters doing just the opposite, trying to build a team that was that was regional. So it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out in the decision making.
I think one of my biggest surprises, the Kentucky Colonels with the youth movement. That brings us back to you.
Yes.
That's kind of how you started the broadcast, with a lot of the younger players, a lot of the rookies.
Yeah, I think they're going to have great team chemistry with all those kids. It's going to keep everybody young, and I think that's a great spirit to have. But I got to bring it back to the women. I really think that's going to play a pivotal role in these teams, is having those key women on the teams, and how long are you going to wait to pick those up?
Right. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Hey, from all of us, thank you so much. Corey and Chase, thank you to those two behind the scenes. Seriously, guys, great job getting us on the air here for this 3 rounds of live coverage. And thank you for watching. It's going to be an exciting season as the California Slingers will try to repeat. They're still putting their roster together, but that'll wrap things up. For Anthony and for Wally and for Michelle, I'm Jeff. Thanks so much for watching as we say good night here from Rock Hill, South Carolina.